What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Game Time Discussions. I'm sorry for the mix-up. We had some technical difficulties, but we are live. Looks like we got one person in the chat at the moment. So we're going to let me move this around. But yeah, we're live now. We're gonna start doing some more best ball, 2024 best ball, and getting after it. Let me change that. I can't change that. That's the wrong one. Underdog. Nobody in the chat yet. Oh yeah. Let's see what we got for NFL for drafts on Underdog. Is there any good ones? Have you seen anything?
I saw that the $5 puppy was kind of filling up. The fast one might be done.
Oh nope, it's not.
Almost done.
It's not done yet. So we got one. We got some time.
Do that, or there's a $5 or a $4 5 max on DraftKings that we can do.
Perfect.
I know one of our subs, Nick, was saying that he wanted to do the first one, and I know he doesn't have an Underdog, so it's up to you. We could do double DraftKings, or we can do Underdog, whatever you would prefer. Perfect. I wish you guys saw us scrambling at the end, because we recorded a video right before we ended at 6:59, and we were just like, go, 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 go.
Yeah.
And then that's when we had the accident. So.
Yeah, then I messed things up. I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's all good.
Can you give me that number it just sent you?
The code?
Yeah, I just sent you a code on your email to verify.
On my email?
Yeah, and I can't show anybody that. I don't know
why. Is that Yahoo?
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, it's Yahoo. But I'm so sorry. But yeah, guys, so we're gonna get after it. I know that we're waiting on some people. I'm sure some people want to get in this live or this draft with us, so I don't want to rush anybody. We got first here by Brandon Klinger. That's amazing. I love that. Sorry, Steiger. Sorry, Nick. I know that you had first on the other one, and we have unfortunately had to get out of there. But we appreciate y'all for being here and hanging out with us. If y'all want, why don't y'all tell us? Are y'all gonna want to do a draft with us today, guys? I have a number now. 73994.
You didn't type.
That's the wrong place. Yeah, because it's up there.
Oh, yeah. True.
Fun. Serious technical difficulties, guys. 994.
Hey. I don't need to steal my stuff.
But yeah, so we'll get after some best ball drafts. I will start sharing the screen so y'all can see it. Hopefully I can get the right screen.
Money, deposit funds. That's
absolutely. Get some more money in there. Trying to finish all work to enjoy the weekend. I agree. No proof for Nick. Well, Brandon has proof that he beat you here.
Oh, Brandon, you can always draft and drive.
Oh yeah. We do not actually think that that's okay, guys.
Well, no, that's something I wouldn't win, but if you find yourself with a passenger, they can
yeah, absolutely.
You can tag team it.
Make it work, right, for sure. But yeah, we got 5 people in the group here. If anybody wants to get in this first draft, we're gonna wait a second.
So we're doing the $3 one.
We're gonna do the $3.
This is our last one?
Nope. I don't know how to change it. So you're doing a $3 instead of.
Well, this is my last $3 then.
Nice.
Because I had 19.
Nice. So I have a $3 left too. But yeah, so we'll do this NFL Best Ball 1 million play action. We've done this one before. It's by far the best one for people that are just getting into doing best ball, because it's only $3 first off, and it's not going to, like, you have such a big pool, and $3 times 20 is $60. So really, if you are willing to invest $60 from the beginning of the summer to the end of the summer, you could play all 20 lineups. So we have how much time? 40 days, you said earlier?
Yeah, but also it's starting to fill now. I mean, in the last 2 weeks, it's gotten up to 70%. So
yeah,
they might have one more $3 jump in, but
quick math, Gary, quick math, baby. But yeah, we have like I was saying, we have 40 days until the season starts, so you could do one every other day. and then you'd be able to get as many in here as possible. We have 11 people in the chat. I'm going to start in the next 15 seconds, and if you want to draft with us, you're more than welcome to try to get in this draft with us. If you are, please tell us that you're going to do it, and we will watch out for your team. And you can give us the name of your team to make it easier also.
Most of y'all know how crazy I go with these drafts and prepping and all that stuff. I want y'all to spam the chat with a number guess on what number draft this is for my accounts.
Oh yeah,
Underdog and DraftKings.
Oh yeah, please tell us. We'll play Prices Right. No. So I'm gonna hit the enter button now, and we will going. 30-second. All right, we're 7 out of 12, so there's still 5 spots if anybody wants to get in here with us. And then hopefully this will be the draft that wins $1 million. We'll have to remember which one it is.
Well, it'll be easier to dive those in because it's only 20.
Yeah, and also Cam has, as we were trying to say, that he has obviously a lot of drafts in DraftKings right now. His ownership on DraftKings, we will be able to, talk about later on and see where he's at with all of those drafts that we will tell you the number of after you start putting 177. It's a good start. It's a big number. I actually
get a couple more guesses and I'll say the number.
Get a few numbers. 124 out of Dusty. Okay. Cam has done 137 drafts. Okay. Everybody thinks you've done over 100.
Well, they are right considering I broke 100 a couple weeks ago. So
multiple weeks. Mm-hmm. Let's see if y'all can figure it out.
69 420.
That's a lot.
That's getting closer.
That's a lot.
You're warm.
Yeah, it was only 2 weeks ago when he broke 100, so he's obviously in the 70,000s. All right.
What's your guess, Em?
Oh, my guess is 1.
And this isn't including our GTD ones that we've done on our mutual account.
This is just Cam's account.
Cam's crackhead account.
And we're 4th. Nice. Oh man, give me 128.
128. Final answer.
Final answer. We got three guesses in here.
This one will be the 148th draft.
Nice. Hey, Price is Right. Nick gets it. Price is Right. Nick wins. Gary came in late with 118, and he got the second number just a tad bit wrong. Big money, big money. Yes.
No whammies. So hopefully the $1 million in one of those. If not, I'll be slightly sad. But you gotta spend money to make money. That's how we say.
We do have a couple people in here with us. Nick's going first, I see.
Okay.
Yeah, tell us.
Oh, and Dustin.
So
we're gonna be. I don't like how close we are. I wish we were on the other side.
Right on top of each other. Anybody else in the chat? In the draft, I'd love to know.
How about Neon Jellyfish? Are you a new sub?
Yes, please tell me you're in the chat with us.
I want to know your backstory.
Yeah, where did the name come from is the real question.
All right, so we haven't done the 4th in a little while. I usually like going chase here, but I've actually the last couple of times I've had the 4th pick, I've been sniped, and somebody went with Chase 3rd, and I'd have to decide between Hill and like St. Brown or something of that nature. But maybe a CD holdout makes people scared and he falls a couple spots. I don't know.
Would be very happy, but
Dusty, I see he might not play this year.
Right in front of us. You're talking to the people in the chat here. Yeah, we're gonna have to be quiet when we're coming back around, because if we want a tight end or something, it's like we're gonna have to take him early, I guess. I was stung by a jellyfish once. Thank you. I took CD first last time. Yeah, you did. You're correct. Let's see what Nick does. Maybe we don't get a holdout even to the second pick. Yep, there it is. He's gone.
I've given him the vibes of going receiver first, but I think some of the receivers are going to get pushed down a little bit to where I'm a little more comfortable at the 2-3 turn.
Dustin, wow. So now we have a decision to make.
That's interesting. Okay.
I
respect it.
We'll take Jamar.
All right.
We'll be happy taking Jamar Chase. I'm never gonna have a problem with that.
Never. Yeah, he and Joe Burrow both come with buzz cuts to camp. I'm ready to
blonde buzz
go
cut.
all in.
One blonde buzz cut. Yep. Neon Jellyfish with Bijan.
I like him already.
Let's see.
It's really interesting because the most common pick that I get typically is like the 8th or ninth.
Yeah.
And it feels like every single time Bijan falls to 8 or 9, I'm like on the opposite ends
Right.
of the draft, and it's never me. But sometimes I'll have some fun teams. I actually had a Amon Ra, St. Brown, and Jameer Gibbs start the other day, and I've never seen that before.
Jared Goff.
Yeah, I got
You got him.
I
Okay.
got Goff. I almost went with Laporta, but since I went, I think I went Amon Ra, Gibbs, and then another running back in Kyron. So
Mhm.
I had to go receiver, and that's why I didn't do the triple.
Right.
But it was a fun build, and I haven't really seen that. But I think I got St. Brown at the ninth pick, which you know,
That's not
steal. And then
happening.
again, Jameer Gibbs is starting to fall into the middle of the second round. His ADP technically is the 12th best, but it actually rounds up to being the 13th pick. So he's not. It's really like there's only 11 guys with the ADP of the first rounder. Travis Kelsey off the board at 9.
I love this
He
draft already.
thinks
I'm so
it's
excited.
2020. All
Jeez.
right.
Over Brees Hall, Garrett Wilson, all these guys. Man, that's crazy.
All right. Well, we're rocking and rolling.
Wow. Yeah, that's something, that hasn't that it didn't pay off when he was being drafted there. You know what I mean? Like it would probably never pay off. Especially not this year when there are so many solid tight ends. That's the problem with this year is like taking a tight end that early, you can get a guy in the 7th, 8th, 9th round that's going to be very productive.
Yeah, and that's our problem with real quick, I really like that start with Puka and Marvin Harrison. They have a week 17 correlation. You got both number ones for those respective teams, so that's a pretty fun start.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it just kind of depends because
Wow.
Laporta and Kelsey are clearly our top two.
Mm-hmm.
However, they're going at the end of the second, early third round, and you have guys like Kincaid, Andrews, and even Trey McBride going in the 5th.
Yeah.
And it's just like I'd much rather I think it's much closer than it would indicate, and somebody's going to get hurt and it's going to suck, and you know some people might not play towards the end of the season or just kind of have some dud finishes
Yeah.
or what have you. To me, it's just kind of correlate with what you can. All those guys have serviceable stacking options.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of depends on the route you want to go, but and
So
I can even throw George Kittle in there just because their upside is
yeah,
up with those guys. Their floor is just lower. But
Evan
guess what? Get
Ingram.
a second really good tight end and then just 2 tight end build it.
So Kyron.
Okay.
So he reached on Kyron too.
2 double running backs.
Are we gonna go with a Raider?
Yeah, or a Jet. Is Devontae a New York Jet?
Yeah,
but
well,
I think we're gonna have to.
I mean, yeah, he fell to us. Sorry, Dustin, if you want that at all. You don't get Christian McCaffrey to fall to you and Devontae Adams.
Yeah,
it's not how this works.
But yeah, Devontae, he's as great as he can get. Targets have been top 2 each of the last 3 seasons by far, and then Gardner Minshew, who made Michael Pittman Jr. a borderline wide receiver 1,
right,
making his ADP going stupid.
So I would say, looking at this whole draft room, running backs have been pushed up a little bit. I don't see Nick going with Derrick Henry. Oh man,
interesting,
crazy.
Okay,
I have no shares. I don't think get him at 24. That's just if he was. I might have some shares. Let's see. Come on, Nick. He's thinking. He's thinking.
A lot of the CD teams that I've gotten, I've tried to. Let's see. Oh, he's running out of time. He might have auto picked.
Oh,
but Chris Olave, he's a non-participant at practice right now, so his ADP is actually falling behind guys like Adams, Waddles, Samuel. I actually have gotten a couple of shares of him in the 3rd round in the last few days, and that's my first shares of him of the year.
Right,
which perfectly fine as a wide receiver 2 or even 3 for that matter. I just think his touchdown upside is so low.
I thought the craziest thing I saw. Sorry, this is off topic. Brandon Ayuk to Dustin with Jalen Waddle and Christian McCaffrey. He should be going for Purdy. We're gonna probably have to go wide receiver again. Mike Evans is
so good.
I know. Another 1,000 yards.
Mhm.
Him or Cooper Cup.
I
Honestly,
think I'd rather go with Mike. Mike. Yeah, Mike.
Mike. Okay. I think so. That's fine. I don't think we could have gone wrong, truly. That's how I feel about that. So that's
Because
cool.
all those guys are wide receiver threes.
Hmm.
So, okay, we got a
Robust.
robust. There we go.
Robust RB. It makes a lot of sense actually. I like this robust RB with HN
Mhm.
because you think, you need floor and robust a
Wow,
little bit. Wow. That's cool.
Pacheco going. There, the strategies are all over the place right now, which
I'm
is really
loving it.
fun.
I'm
It's a
loving it.
fun draft so far.
I want
We're only one of 3 teams, possibly 4, depending on what Khalid does at the 11. To go 3 receivers at the start.
mhm.
Usually, there's about 4 to 5 that do that.
This
But we've got
feels
we've got
very
2 already or 3 already that have 2 running backs.
oh.
Now 4.
This feels very redraft.
Yeah, this feels very redrafty. You are correct.
I was gonna say though, Devontae Smith, he is going so low in redraft right now.
Yeah,
And it's ridiculous because he's, going at the 2-3 turn in best ball, and then he's
he's
going in
like
the
4 or 5.
50s. I feel like he's in the 4th, 5th round on redraft, which is just insane to me.
And that's what I was going to mention with Nick's pick is with a lot of my CD teams. I'm on the one of the 2-3 picks.
Hmm.
I'm getting Devontae Smith because you got the Week 17 correlation. That game should be for possibly the division
Right.
or seeding, whatever you want to display it as. So,
Which I'll pull up right now so I can see.
yeah, there's so
those.
many good games Week 17, and really it's so important to correlate one way or the other. That's like not only to divvy up your ownership, but again, we're shooting for the moon. We're not shooting
Mhm.
to double our money.
No, yeah, absolutely. We're here to win all of the money.
Mhm.
We're here, and with teams,
So far.
yeah, he's still that's something you have
Mhm.
to like realize. He's still taking hands.
We take way more stand than any other fantasy platform.
Yeah.
A lot of people when they're taking to have the most ownership of somebody, they're like taking 20%, and
Mhm.
it's just like if you're saying 1 out of 8 is 8%, that's even ownership, right? Am I
R-
understanding correctly?
Yeah.
So basically doubling that, and that's your stand. No, tripling or more to me is taking the stand, and in turn taking 0 on somebody in particular. A lot of these third round receivers, Malik Neighbors, Michael Pittman Jr., um, I'm just really not getting to it. DJ Moore, Tank Dell,
Wow.
and that's wow.
Okay. Run on quarterbacks.
All right.
George
What are
Pickens
we doing?
goes. Zay Flowers is still on the board.
We have to go.
I think this one I would
What do you think?
say. Who do we have? We have no running backs.
No running backs.
Tight end, or what do you want to do? You want to
I
get James Cook?
I might be interested in James Cook.
I agree. I haven't had enough.
Haven't had enough of him, and also he's not going to make it back to us.
No, yeah.
I also, we're trying to give a little favor because I know somebody right after us that will be going a different direction.
I know who he's going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
At what position do we think?
but there's a couple of tight ends still. Like all 3 of the
Right.
tight ends are there, and unless all 3 teams take a tight end, like one of them will be available with our 5th round pick. And also, you know, another guy in the mid rounds that I haven't really gotten a ton of is Joe Mixon.
Hmm.
And it's mainly because I'm just really hammering the receivers and double stacks of CJ Stroud. But I mean, it just has the feeling that it's going to be a workhorse workload, and he's just going to be a very safe RB2 for your
Hmm.
team, and maybe even RB1. He's has back-to-back RB1 seasons. That might not be from points per game perspective, but it is from an overall. And best ability is availability.
Absolutely. Let's see. Nick got Zay. Great job getting Zay there. He fell way too far, and I mean he goes 11 picks after Tank Dell.
I have a fun idea, but I'm not gonna spoil it.
Oh no.
Yeah, Nick might have.
Oh.
That wasn't who I was thinking of.
No, I know, but I think
yeah.
he auto picked it.
I don't think he'll be upset with any of his auto picks other than Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
And at the same time, like all of the running backs that I would go aside of him, like HN or Kyron,
Already gone.
were already gone. So you would have had to reach on ETN or even Pacheco for that
Yeah.
matter. which it seems like because the 411 was White and Stroud is going high, that really running backs are going to come at a premium. So I'm kind of glad we went with um
This guy.
so my thing was either going him or doubling with T Higgins for the double, potentially getting Joe Burrow. However, there's several options that we like: Chase Brown,
Jermaine.
Jermaine Burton.
I'd probably rather get
So
the double
if you want to do that
later.
way, then that's fine. So Andrews or Mixon was probably going to be my call here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Mark, get our tight end. I feel a
Okay.
lot more comfortable getting an early tight end like that. I don't think that there should be such a big disparity between look at this. Like Kelsey goes at the 9. That's not actually happening normally. But say like Laporta's normally going in this range where Cooper Cup's at.
Mahomes.
And he the difference between Laporta and Andrews is what 16, 17 picks. Like there's no way I'm getting on that train.
Based on the way the quarterback has kind of gone so far, I feel like there's going to be one of these teams that double like hero quarterback,
Mm-hmm.
annoyingly, which that's not nearly as bad of a strategy as doubling hero tight end.
Right.
However, it's going to make us have to maybe possibly reach, especially if some of these guys go off the board and we're just like, ooh, I don't think he's going to make it to us in was it going to be the 8th round?
Mm-hmm.
Because we're not going to take Joe Burrow with our next 2 picks.
Right. But where is he? He's in the 80s.
He's going late 80s, early 90s now on DraftKings. So,
Okay.
And on top of that, not many people are taking him in the range where he probably should be going because they probably don't have T. Higgins or Jamar Chase.
Mhm.
And most of the other Cincinnati Bengals have not been drafted yet.
Right. It looks like, looking at the thing. So no stack here yet. Patrick Mahomes can be stacked later. No stack with Lamar Jackson because Zay Flowers and Mark Andrews. I think he was probably hoping Mark Andrews got to him. Just wasn't realistic, I feel like. Josh Allen's not stacked. We have a stack with AJ Brown here and a Michael Pittman,
Anthony Richardson,
and then CJ Stroud is unstacked.
Again, part of like my dislike of Anthony Richardson is most of the offseason we've had to take Pittman Jr. in the 3rd round.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're getting him in the 4th and then getting the late 5th Anthony Richardson. I'm fine with that. But at the same time, that's really all that I'm interested in. It's kind of hard to stack Jonathan Taylor because they don't really correlate. He's not a huge pass catcher.
Yeah.
They're just going to vulture each other's touchdowns. And then the other two, Josh Downs and AD Mitchell, like I said, quarterbacks are going to get pushed up the board pretty soon. Really, Kyler and Jordan Love, maybe, unless their ADP's flipped. They're going to kind of be in the same next 2. Maybe we might have to take them with their
Kyler,
7th round.
Kyler's going to go here.
Yeah, I know.
That's okay.
Let's see. Let's see where the board's falling to us.
So we're in a couple picks here.
It's kind of uncomfortable range.
Yeah. D-Hop. You could get some shares of Calvin Ridley.
No.
I guess. Well, we're past his ADP, much past his ADP. Like, he's a 62. We're at 69. So it's less uncomfortable. I'd rather go running back though.
Yeah, but really, it's Aaron Jones or because Kenneth Walker went early.
Mm-hmm.
So, like that's kind of the 6th round running back that I've been getting a lot of.
What do you want to do?
I was kind of interested in Christian Watson.
Okay, I love Christian Watson. You know that.
You're kind of starting to sway me a little bit on him, but I think his the way he gets his points is more serviceable to DraftKings because he's the 4 for 100 and a tutty guy.
Right. Well, another thing too, and I wish I would have swayed you earlier when he was in the 80s, like late 80s.
Right. But at the same time, we might be a little over exposed. I don't know. Either way, I'm comfortable being, over the field on him at this point, and then especially, we've got a really strong start to the receiving core. Dusty going double tight end.
Okay. And I think probably Kyler on the backside of it.
Yeah.
That's what I was
just kind of, again, one of the things when you're trying to guarantee a stack, if you were going to go the Kyler route, it's just better to get him with the first because.
Or is he doing the Trevor Lawrence? Or is he doing the Purdy?
Could be.
A lot of options.
But again, with Nick taking the tight end week 12 bye, he probably wasn't going to go Ingram, and you were really just kind of fighting with the second team for his services. But I don't know.
Who had 0 tight ends.
But he's already taken a quarterback too, so maybe you'll get Kyler. But Nick, without, if he's auto drafting, he might be taking the best available quarterback, and right now that would be Kyler.
Yeah, that's true. Which would not correlate for him, but Kyler has rushing upside, luckily. So I guess it makes it okay.
Yeah, we're really. Let's see. I'm assuming.
Zamir White.
Zamir White.
Okay. It's kind of one of the positions I was thinking about.
It's kind of hard to predict what the
auto draft is going to do. Yeah, no, I agree.
All right.
I think I asked that last time who everybody's favorite Green Bay player was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's still just,
and now
make decisions.
What's interesting is Jaden Reed was actually on like the inactive list, and they're like no timetable, and then he's returning like a day later, and it's like, oh, so it's not. Yeah, not every report is legit.
Okay, we're up. Let's see. Man,
Keon Phil
did, which is fine.
Surprised he didn't go Kyler.
But we have,
All right. So basically, are you thinking that Joe Burrow can fall to us?
I do.
Okay. So wide receiver 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which one?
Keon's probably got the upside.
Yeah, him and DeAndre. I want a rookie.
I think
a rookie would be
cool. DeAndre is the floor. You're not
really
looking at him. I think he's a solid,
fair,
1,000-yard upside with 5 touchdowns, but that's going to get you about a wide receiver 3. But Keon Coleman in a wide open offense with the quarterback 1 over the last 3 years that's upside.
Yeah, I like the rookie route too for the fact that we're so stacked at receiver. We can use the rookie route for the later parts of the year.
Exactly.
Hoping that he, works into the style of player that we're hoping he is. It was a really good class for this rookie receiver class. It was really good, but they are really high ADP wise. So I'd just be a little bit cautious when you're drafting these guys if you don't have a strong receiving core in front of them.
I do like the neon jellyfish, going double. It annoys me that Richie rises that high. We're gonna have to move him up just because the longer we wait and not have answers, it might just kind of become a Alvin Kamara situation where he beats up a guy at the Pro Bowl and he's not suspended until 18 months later.
Right.
We'll see, but again, even if he was completely healthy and no suspension looming, with the receiving core he has now, I still think 6th round is too high. But everybody that you hear from is like he's a steal at that price, and I just am not on board with that whatsoever. There goes Joe Burrow. I knew that was going to happen.
He doubles.
I knew that was
quarterbacks. That's crazy, though. That's okay
because he went Marvin, remember?
Yeah,
and he also has T.
So,
which is unfortunate, but we'll just have to. Good thing we didn't double.
I know what I want to do. We have quarterbacks. Everybody has a quarterback in between us, so we will hope that they don't go get a quarterback. Well, if we would have doubled, I feel like we would have had to have gone Joe there. I know who I want.
Who do you want?
I'm not gonna say it out loud. That never works out for us. Okay. But he's gonna be a stackable player, to say the least, with the guy that's on the screen.
Well, the thing is, I think we have to go running back with one of these 2 picks. Okay. So, depending on who you're at, I think it's either quarterback or
yeah, it's quarterback.
Or backup tight end.
Yeah.
And now I see who you're talking about. I'm more on board with it.
Okay. Cool. I wasn't gonna. I'm not saying it. It doesn't matter if you could see it or not. It's not happening. Let's see, because I was worried about this team right here.
Yeah.
You don't do it.
Because he took that one guy.
That baby Neon. Yeah. So we will get Jordan Love.
Yep.
As our number 1 quarterback. I feel comfortable with that as the last quarterback to get.
Yeah.
I'm not going Brock Purdy. I'm not comfortable with those guys.
The last in the tier. Yeah. For us.
But Dustin does go Brock Purdy because guess what he has?
CMC.
And Brandon Ayuk.
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot he went with the 3rd round. Yeah, that was a good idea, Dusty.
And then Brock Bowers goes.
Yeah, that's to me, it was either quarterback or Brock Bowers, and then
Well, tight ends are just getting pushed up in this. Nice, Nick. I think you did that one. He
That's-
definitely did on purpose, at least.
where is he auto drafted?
No, he picked them quick.
Are you sure?
I mean, they came out quick.
Okay.
So those were at least real.
Okay, so who's the best running back available? Who are we looking at? Dusty's obviously probably targeting one as well. Unfortunately,
It's not pretty. Unfortunately, it's not pretty. Wow,
well,
that's
yeah,
backwards.
That's not what we're doing.
That's backwards.
Filter to running backs.
I tried to. What happened there?
I don't know.
There we go. Okay,
Oh,
that's gross. What do you want to do?
okay. Well, then
you got it.
go back to overall players. We might have to just
14 seconds. You're gonna have to tell me what to do.
Brian Thomas.
Beautiful. I can get to him.
That's not who I said, but okay.
Brian Thomas.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
It's
okay. I actually think that this is okay.
that's fine.
We're gonna.
Yes.
We need it.
We needed a running back, but
I was at 4 seconds. Okay,
no,
Cam.
it's fine. You should have let it run out. It's okay.
Yeah, it would have ended up being the first guy.
It's okay. But I mean, we were set at receiver, but
Yeah,
that was an uncomfortable situation. Running backs have been pushed up.
We're gonna have to go running back again, most likely, right here.
But again, the
Nick
10-11
Chubb.
turn is the
Nick Chubb.
that's where his ADP is at now.
That's awesome.
He goes viral for a squat video.
Jeez Louise.
And it went up to 2 full rounds over the last week and a half. So, and then Drum Ford has kind of pushed back about half a round, but
TJ Hawkinson.
There was positive reports that he could be ready week 1.
Yeah, but he has 3 tight ends.
No, I know it's silly, but again, his ADP is starting to rise a little bit,
including Kelsey at the 9. Why don't we have this guy next to us?
Yeah, it's okay. But yeah, again, like I said, 10-11 turn is where we've taken a lot of ownership on these guys. So we should get some
glad we went running
situations. If this guy knows what's good for him, he would take the guy that I want. I'm surprised he fell that low.
Yeah, but I'm glad we were running back with all of these guys going running back. This guy's 4. This guy's 4. This guy's 4. Oh my gosh!
Look at the identical 1-4-3 builds for 4 straight teams.
1-4-3-1s.
Yeah,
that's crazy. And right here,
and then you got a 0-1-7. You got a 2-0-6.
0-1-7. Oh my God! He went 9 receivers already. Holy hell!
And so you got one running back between those 2 teams.
I can't believe what I'm looking at. Like running backs are obviously going to get pushed up, but like
if you went 7 receivers in your first 9 picks,
you're done. You're done. Done.
You don't need more than 7 because you got 7 really good receivers. Like you're hedging your own bet if you do something like that.
Yeah.
So as much as I do like Addison as a wide receiver 8 or JSN as a wide receiver 7, I mean,
Josh Palmer, all of them.
What's your quarterback and tight end and running back situation? Who's his running back?
Jameer Gibbs. He went the hero RB.
Sure. But I mean,
hero RB with no
like Keenan Allen being your wide receiver 5.
Fine.
I would have at max 6 wide receiver build.
Aaron Rodgers at the 10-4. Wow.
I have no interest in all of my Garrett Wilson picks to stack him with Aaron Rodgers. I just don't.
That's so early, even.
But
still.
yeah, even with that,
I mean, if he
drops
2 rounds,
we had to I remember one draft we had to do Rodgers just because like it had a weird quarterback situation for the QB2s, kind of like this. But yeah.
Wow. Wow. Oh, okay. He went. Curtis Samuel went. Trey Benson.
So I was thinking,
will go with him.
I was thinking the guy that everybody wants to write off as getting cut.
I'm fine with Javonte, but I was just going to let him run to us on the next round.
Nah, I think this is the right spot for him.
Well, then Dustin will be getting another Arizona Cardinal.
And on top of that, he has James Conner, which to me is a very ideal situation to have as a 1-2 punch.
Does he have James Conner?
But yeah, he does because he went him over Kyler.
Nice.
But
Trey Benson.
Exactly.
Glad you're listening in.
But yeah, it's that's a really good situation. One of the higher owned players I have as a backup running back is Trey Benson, and his ADP is actually falling. It's one of the few that is going the opposite way of how I view them.
Right.
And to me, it's just like I am playing for the end of the season with my RB3s and 4s. If I
Actually,
have established RB2s, like if I had a week, like for example, um this draft where we have James Cook, who's low tier,
hmm
running back one maybe, and then Brian Robinson's our RB2. It's like, well, we need guys that can go now to get us through the year. Jerome
Dustin.
Ford is more ideal for our
Yeah,
kind of team.
Dustin. Trevor Lawrence is on the board, and you have 2 Jacksonville Jaguars.
I think he's aware.
That's pretty good, man. Who do you want to go with, Cam? Since we know who he's probably going to go with.
Uh, are we going more running back? Are we going? We could do Dontavius Wicks as a double. I don't love it,
Oh,
but
I don't
it
love it
makes
either.
sense.
Zeke, maybe. I like Zeke.
Yeah, Zeke is fine.
I think he's my favorite at the
I
moment.
think Ford is still there. Chase Brown is still
Brown's
there.
there. Ford's gone.
Ford is gone.
Or
Okay.
I would have
I've
said
seen him
him.
kind of fall into the 130s. That's why I said that. But
Mike Williams is finally going the right direction.
yeah, he never should have been there to begin with.
Yep. I guess Zeke will be the
Zeke will
answer.
be fine. Okay. Did Dusty end up going with Trevor?
He did.
Okay, sweet. Dusty, I love your team.
I hate your team, but I love your team. Like, it's one of those things.
Nick says I wanted to get different and I hate it. But listen, like your team's telling a story though. And all the guys that even if you're uncomfortable with, like you got a great values.
Yeah.
So
I would also say like you need to like start it. You have a rookie quarterback. I would address quarterback again pretty soon.
you're borderline a 3 quarterback build. However, you probably are going to go 2 tight end build, which is awesome.
Yeah.
You already got 6 receivers. I like the Ford pick again. Like I said, going if you're gonna have, I think Benson is over Ford. However, depending on how you build your running back room through the first 10 rounds is how I would differentiate. So
Right.
again, I think Ford early on will get you points, but late in the season, like I told you today, we're working on our league winner video and we're putting up candidates. And you brought up Jerome Ford, and it's just like, well, I expect to make the playoffs, whether I have
Right.
whatever injuries I have. But once I get to week 15 through 17, I don't know if Ford is going to be there. But I think as the season goes on, Trey Benson will get more and more of a
Right.
role,
Yeah.
which is
Absolutely.
why I would put him over the top if you had Hero or RB or, a couple of very comfortable options.
And that's of course in redraft. So redraft.
Dude, you messed up. Sorry, go ahead.
What?
He goes Blake Corum over Chase Brown, and he had Cincinnati. He's the one who took Joe Burrow. And
Yeah.
it's like,
Oh,
Chase Brown,
dang.
again, we did a tweet out today. He took the first rep with the 11 on 11 drill. In the last play of practice, he broke one for a touchdown.
Over Zach Moss.
He had the second highest or fastest speed of the entire NFL last year.
Yep.
Over all of Tyreek Hill's fastest speeds, he was faster. So it's a very positive sign that he was running that early with the ones. I still think he's a scat back,
Yeah.
1B-ish material. Like Tony Pollard, when Zeke
Material.
was getting the 10 to 12 touchdowns, I think he's the Tony Pollard role in that offense. However, that doesn't mean that Zach Moss is just going to take every goal line carry.
Right. Yeah. And I think you're absolutely right. There's certain players that are just built to be scat backs, and that's the style of player they are.
And again, Blake Corum is a backup to the guy who had the most touches in the NFL last year.
Yeah. Sorry, we're up.
Yep.
What do you want to do? Is this 13?
Have we gone backup quarterback yet?
We have not.
Blake Baker Mayfield.
Stack with Mike Evans.
Stack with Mike Evans.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's great.
And then also on the turnaround, depending on what our friends in the middle of us do, Marshawn Lloyd as another Green Bay piece.
Yep.
We also need a backup tight end, Luke Musgrave. I believe is still on the board. Just thinking of ideas kind of moving forward.
I think
because you always want to be playing ahead.
Pat.
I really am starting to kind of be intrigued by Pat. I understand it, but not adding anything to the receiver room, and he was tight end 7 in 2022.
I know.
And I know that was a way less talented.
I had Pat. I had a lot of Pat last year.
I just think he's going at a very reasonable range, and it's like he has way less competition.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, like I said, I had Pat last year.
And I'm not saying that put him in tight end 1 tier, but just I'm thinking of the Dalton Schultz, Cole Kmet, who have just 5 different options that they're battling with. Whereas other than, Najee and Jalen Warren and George Pickens, who none of them were like target hogs
Right.
or crazy like a
Well, that's
gonna have
not
a
very nice, Nick.
is what it is, man.
And I think I know who I want to go with.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You okay with that?
Yeah, we're gonna go there.
Okay.
And then I feel a lot better about our tight end room.
Yeah, our tight end room would
Yeah, our
be a
tight
lot
end
better.
room. Yeah. Jalen Polk running first team reps all throughout camp so far.
Which
He's been
isn't surprising
impressive,
to
so
me personally. That is awesome.
yeah, we either get the double or we can
I'm gonna go here because
tiebreaker. That's fine with me.
bye weeks.
But yeah, with Jalen Polk and Demario Douglas, both of them impressing in camp. Very little competition in that wide receiver room, and they are the last team that a wide receiver goes off the board in these kinds of drafts, and you're getting them in the 13th round, late 12th, 13th round for both of them. So either one of them should be a value, and you're getting them as a wide receiver 6
Right.
if you're building your team like you should be.
I know I messed up the so after, of course, I screwed up with our technical difficulties before the show. I messed up our thumbnail. Our thumbnail was Kamani Vidal, and so of course we had to get him. That only makes it right. So we have some Kamani Vidal.
I saw some people. There was a video of like, oh, Gus Edwards and JK are doing the dummy drills, and then like there's comments. The first ones are like, Kamani Vidal lovers are gonna hate this, and it's like, what they're running drills off the field.
Yeah.
Gus Edwards didn't participate in practice.
Yeah. Kamani Vidal's just running with the ones. Whatever.
Yeah.
Who cares? No big deal.
I understand. Oh yeah, JK looks healthy. Yeah, he tore his Achilles and then tore his ACL. So
and he's had injury history, and both of them have, and yeah.
I mean, listen,
paint your own picture.
We're gonna take that stand and just hope that we're right. And on top of that, what was his name? I believe his great uncle. I think it's Willie Mays. Kamani Vidal. So he's got
great uncle.
He's got blood. Yeah, there was a picture today. Let me see if I can pull that up.
Yeah, we keep calling out what you're about to do. We know exactly what you're about to do. Kendra Miller goes at the 14-2. I actually thought that was going to be lower. Oh, you suck.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hank Aaron.
Yeah. Well,
hey.
No, yeah, okay. Worse. That's so much worse.
So he's got
That's pretty cool.
He's got it in his blood, man.
I'm surprised the baseball lovers in the chat aren't saying anything about that. That's
DJ Chark going pretty high. There was a report.
Really high.
There was a report that Quinn Johnston isn't running in three receiver sets, and DJ Chark is the third receiver, and that's the reason behind that move. I don't know if I can
not that
get
high.
all the way behind that, but we've already gotten a decent amount of Quentin to where I'm just kind of fine leveling off. But
we're up
that's
here.
Just kind
we
of the premise behind
have
that one.
5 running backs, 5, 2.
I know what I want to do.
Do it. What is it?
Isaiah Likely.
Okay, tight end.
Isaiah. And I know we got to go 3 tight end build, but we have Mark Andrews. Yeah. And we have Isaiah Likely. So
now we have all of Baltimore.
We got all of Baltimore, and then we can get pick your favorite third tight end later. But then I saw another guy that I would be interested in as well.
After this pick.
With our pick. And I knew that Dusty was going to go Michael Wilson.
You're so funny, Dustin. You don't even have Kyler, bro. Man. Yeah, you should have gone Kyler. So you have all of these athletes on this. We're actually very high on Arizona compared to where they were last year. We are going to put out a worst to first video pretty soon. We've already recorded it. It'll come out pretty soon. That video, Arizona was last in their division, and we talked them up pretty good. Right now, their over-under is at 7 on the dot for even money. I would say that's a pretty easy over, in my opinion.
We're basically over the field on every single relevant Cardinal other than James Conner. And it's just because James Conner has risen a full round, and now he's going in the, Alvin Kamara and Aaron Jones territory, which to me is a little rich because I don't trust that he'll be available later in the year. But good correlation, Nick, with Derek Carr.
Yes. Yes, you do have 2 stacks. I'm sorry. You're correct. My bad.
Ricky Pearsall is undraftable at this point. On top of severely, I wouldn't say severely, we don't know yet, but injuring his hamstring pretty good. Yep.
I think Dustin's up here. So, Wandale.
That's
okay.
I don't mind it.
Yeah. So this guy?
Again, he's a year removed from his ACL injury now. Last year was his first year back, and he became like one of the target leaders towards the back half of the season. He just wasn't efficient with those targets.
Right.
Just kind of depends on like a floor versus upside thing. I think Jalen Hyatt has the possibility of,
Wait, Nick is on auto.
Nick's on auto now.
I have a question.
What's up?
Week 14
Okay.
is the bye for Baltimore.
Mhm.
What tight ends do we want? Just so we can look ahead.
Well, I have to.
Who's a week 14 good game? I'm going to go ahead. I got it right here. So Arizona, Seattle, let's see, Atlanta, Minnesota, Buffalo. Here, I'm just going to name them so you can think about it. Buffalo, the Rams, Carolina versus Philly, Chicago versus San Fran, Cincy versus Dallas.
Ooh, Mike Gesicki.
Yeah. Detroit versus Green Bay, Tennessee and Jacksonville, Chigakonkwo, I guess would be that guy.
Mm-hmm.
KC, Hayden Hurst. No, yeah. Hayden.
Yeah, maybe.
Is that the starter?
It's him or Will Disley. I'm pretty sure
That's
Hayden
right.
Hurst is going to be the starter.
The Raiders are playing KC that week. Big weeks.
Big weeks, big vibes. All that good stuff.
It's not something I love. Nothing that sticks out that I love for week 14.
Okay. All right, let's see.
Hunter Henry went. Who were they playing? New England.
He's week 14 also.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah, we wouldn't have wanted him anyways.
Noah Fant for Seattle.
That's really early for Odell Beckham, but that's the same team that did Kelsey, and I think they're just thrown away at this point.
I don't think. I thought Kelsey was the 9.
Yeah,
oh yeah, 9. Okay. You're right.
Tyrone Tracy. He's one of the few that he's a light version of Kamani Vidal in the terms of like he has massive opportunity to just get a starting role. He's just got to beat out Devin Singletary, and he's not a 20 carry for the whole season kind of guy.
He reminds me more of Trey Benson, actually. If I had to
either way,
if I was thinking about like who he compared to, like I think Trey Benson and Tyrone Tracy have vets in front of them that they could beat out, while Kimani Vidal might just start now. So
yeah, I still think it might be a little annoying. I'm really interested because it's probably in our friend Big League that we're doing auction drafts. Like I think I know who the heavy favorites are to select Kamani Vidal, and they're talking on this podcast. However, it'll be interesting to see how high we're willing to go.
Yeah, how much we're going to pay for him.
Because he's going to probably be, his ADP in terms of dollar amount is going to be like $1. So how high are you willing to go? And how early are we going to nominate him? Because, it's probably going to be something like Brandon is just going to nominate my favorite players like he does every year.
Yeah, on purpose.
I'm going to have to be out of money early.
Ray Davis is still there.
And
we have James Cook.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
What do you think?
That's fine.
Okay. And then grab the tight end on the way around.
Probably, unfortunately.
Yeah. But I like the Ray Davis pick. Nick auto.
But there's also how many receivers we got? 6. So
yeah, we're gonna need. Oh well, we have 3 first. We went 3 early, 5 by round 7.
Well, we'll probably just need one more. But if I'm just saying, like, there's one that came to mind that we could just be done with. However, because Estime has kind of risen up because of the Javonte Williams thing, we took Javonte. So we kind of need to. I kind of feel like we need to take him with this next one.
I mean, I love the idea of stacking 2 of our first 3 running backs. That's not a problem for me. Let's see. Bucky Irving goes to Dustin. I like Bucky Irving. He's literally needs an injury though. He's a true handcuff.
Yeah, he's the exact same player as Rachaad White, which was a little puzzling. But what's gonna be so fun, and I keep saying this, but next year's draft class for running back is just going to be insane. And that's going to just throw everything.
First off, what the heck is up with the college football game disrespecting Aston Genty like that? That is so disrespectful by how is Jaden Ott above him? Like there's so many players that should not be above him, and it's just disrespectful. So I'm just going to leave that there. Y'all can get on Twitter if y'all want to and talk mess to NCAA, but I'm not happy with that.
But yeah, I was telling Nick at work today that like Diamond Edwards is on the cover,
Yeah.
and he's probably the
He's
8th to 10th,
yeah, he's not even in the
and
top
he's
10,
not even in the
truly.
top 5
Y-
for sure. And then it just kind of depends. I honestly think that we need to go estimate here, based on what I've seen recently. His
Interesting.
ADP is up to the 190s, and
204, which is fine.
yeah,
He's moving up.
he's moving up. I think FanDuel or not FanDuel, Underdog is actually he's in the 190s. But
Gotcha.
today I did 2 DraftKings drafts, and he went in the early 17th round both times.
Wow.
So that's why I was like, he's not going to make it back to us, and especially because we went with Javante. I just thought it was more important to get him. And then what's the
Same.
difference between Chiga Conko,
Yeah.
Johnny Smith, and
Mike Gesicki,
All
Jatavian
of them.
Sanders. Yeah. I was gonna say Sam Darnold throws one really nice pass today and is in the 17th round.
Mhm.
And I actually think, Sam Darnold has a great arm. Zach Wilson has a great arm.
Mhm.
It's the mental game that they miss out on sometimes, and playing under pressure. And I think with Zach Wilson, it's sometimes I want him to care more. But
Right.
and I don't think that's the problem with Sam Darnold. I think it's actually his
Josh
mental.
Did
He's all
Josh
over the place.
Reynolds do something today?
We're just out here finding plays.
I mean,
That's funny. I don't know.
I just don't. I don't see the path for him.
They have a lot of receivers.
And it's not like it's no one can just break out, but like Marvin Mims was a second round pick and he was a Pro Bowl returner.
Right.
And then you got Troy Franklin, 4th rounder, but we projected him as a first rounder, Mark 4.0, and he also played with his quarterback. So
Right.
there's already like a favorability there. Cortland Sutton is still by default wide receiver 1 there, and then Tim Patrick's back. Possibly cut candidate, sure, but Josh Reynolds, like
They've got
Mm.
like average depth at tight end, just like they have average depth at wide receiver, it feels
Yeah.
like. So it's like there's
I saw something about Greg Dulcich today, so he's probably going to get drafted in one of these rounds
what
coming
did he
up.
do?
There was like
He
positive
start?
praise or something like
Okay.
that. Like,
He
oh,
actually played.
he's doing well this offseason.
Right.
What did Zach Ertz do?
Couldn't have had him. He's a week 14 bye.
Yeah, I guess, but interesting. Another one that I was updating ADPs today, and we'll do a 2.0 ranking
Right.
later. Probably in the middle of August.
Okay, Corley. Finally.
But yeah, Ben Sinnott or Sinat has kind of really fallen. So
Mhm.
that was an interesting one. I'm really intrigued that Demarcus Robinson's fallen this much. Mike Gesicki, like I mentioned, he's probably the last starting tight end.
Yeah. And I don't know what Neon Jellyfish went with Keaton Mitchell. And Broshan's still there. Oh, but I'm gonna.
So I think Mike Gesicki.
Yeah.
Just I'm not gonna be upset if those first 2 are off the board when we come around, but I really hope it's 2 of the people that we know that are taking those guys. If we do get
auto
sniped.
drafter over there.
Yeah. If Samson Simpson is the guy that is taking these guys,
both of them, I'll be mad at both of you.
Yep.
And I know where
push-ups.
I know where y'all live.
Yep. Literally.
Let's see what Dustin does. He's not going to listen to us on purpose.
Hey, he was meal prepping.
He did not listen to us on purpose.
Hey,
this guy.
He's trying to get a triple. He's trying to get a triple stack.
That's fair.
I understand, but I mean, Jawan would have been there.
I think he would have been there. Oh man.
Oh, guys.
Okay.
All
That's
right.
fine.
There you go, Nick.
CEH.
Okay.
Are you auto drafting? Because CEH is the number 3 on that team right now.
Might be auto drafting at this point.
Jalen McMillan catches a bubble without a defense today. Saw that on my feed. And the cool thing I was going to say is Baker, but Dustin's going to take him because we said that. He didn't. He likes the other guy we like.
Didn't want to stream snipe you.
Yeah, that would have been
I appreciate that.
So wrong.
But hey, we end up with a
triple.
A double on both or no, we singled Jordan Love, didn't we?
Yeah, I don't think we got I don't think so.
Yeah.
But I actually do like, I like Douglas a lot. Him and Jalen Polk are interesting, and I don't know why Jalen Polk would jump 2 rounds above him when Douglas has been really good. And I don't know.
It's just because he was on the national championship team. He's familiar. He's popular.
And he's a rookie.
He's a rookie, and then like Ricky Pearsall has YouTube highlights, so he's going early.
Yeah, I bet. Actually, no, I wanted to say this. I was thinking about this earlier when I saw the Trent Williams news, and I wish that, I think the San Francisco 49ers would have appreciated listening to us
Mhm.
and gone with a tackle
Right.
instead of going with a freaking receiver. But now, of course, it could be they're literally replacing Brandon Ayuk as we speak. So they need to replace both tackles
Yeah.
truly. And I'm not saying that Trent Williams is done, but I just mean like they need a guy that can, because he's what, 38 years old.
Mhm.
If he leaves after this year, which I expect, and on the other side at the right tackle, they need help. Would have been good to get a tackle. Wow, Jamal Williams.
And again, if you didn't miss our, or if you did miss our tweet, Kendra Miller goes down with a hamstring injury today. Don't know how severe it is, but he's dealt with lower body injuries. Goodness, um, since he came to New Orleans, this is the second year. But Alvin Kamara is kind of doing like a hold in, like I'm here so I don't get fined kind of vibe
Right.
right now. He is also older. We thought that Kendra would have a massive opportunity to at least be a 1B this year, and there's coaches and former New Orleans Saint running backs that are talking bad about him. It's just not good vibes. And Jamal Williams, reasonable why he's being selected there. But again, he just led the league in touchdowns and then followed it up by scoring one the following year.
Just trying to see what this team with 11 receivers did. So they got Herbert, and then they went two backup running backs right now. Bryce Young, three tight ends, and, then Will Shipley. They actually went two receivers between getting a tight end. It's just crazy. Whatever. They're done with 9 players not at the wide receiver position. Michael Gallup just retired.
Oh my god, bro! And that was not an auto draft.
No, that's 9. That's the guy that just.
No, that's 10. That's a
Oh,
different team.
even better.
I mean, guys, I'm fine with you throwing and spreading your loot around at these last picks, throwing flyers on people. But when people have retired,
Please don't do that.
probably shouldn't be doing. You shouldn't be picking Darren Waller.
Oh man, Tim Patrick. Okay,
I understand it, I guess, but
Yeah.
back-to-back ACL injuries.
whatever. It's fine.
Um,
I know. I mean, I know that we've talked about all the other receivers for New England, but I don't know how far apart Javon Baker is versus those guys. In effect of like a full season long where he gets you possibly 2 weeks.
I would love to know why Hunter Henry just kind of fell so quickly after his 100 catch season. He just,
Yeah.
I picked him back-to-back years, like 16th, 17th round, and then now he's just still a free agent.
Hunter Renfro?
Mhm.
You said
What did I
Hunter
say?
Henry.
Oh,
It's
did I
okay.
really? Oh, okay.
I put Chase Claypool over there.
No,
What do you want?
Kadarius Toney.
Do you actually?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know how to find him.
You go to receiver, and then you scroll down, and then he's in the 2
Ah! Bro, you are
right there.
Okay.
Buzzer beater.
Wow. You were asking a lot because I can't type the name. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like,
Whoops.
it's up there.
That's all good. So yeah, that's our first
Wow.
round.
Oh yeah, that was fun. That
I
was a
really liked
cool
how that
draft.
turned out. I wasn't sure how that was going to go, but after the Joe Burrow snipe, but I feel really good about how it went.
Yeah. I think that we started off really strong actually.
Mhm.
Let me wait till this guy picks because Nick's on
Yeah.
auto draft and we'll see his pick and then we'll go through ours, Dustin, and Nick's teams and just kind of talk about them. I mean, anybody should be happy when Christian McCaffrey falls to 3.
Yeah,
Like we
it's
love
very rarity.
all 3 of the players we got. Oh, I'm gonna stay. All 3 of these guys, Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, and Christian McCaffrey are our top 3.
Right.
So that's good for everybody in this set that we know. Derrick Henry, but whatever. Jalen Waddle, Adams, like that second round, that's a really hard area. So I don't hate
it's
it.
awkward.
If we just look at our team, we went 3 receivers, James Cook because we needed running back, Mark Andrews. I'm happy that we did that because there was just tight ends flying off the board from there. Watson, Keon Coleman, Jordan Love, and then we got 3 running backs. Misclick sorta by me, but I actually
It actually worked out just
Yeah.
because there was four running backs
yeah
that we would
all
have
over
used.
yeah. And then Baker for the stack, Kamani
Double.
Vidal. yeah, the double stack at the end of the day. Kamani Vidal, we love that guy. Isaiah Likely for the tight end stack, which is always fun. The wide receiver in Demar Douglas, 2 running backs, Gesicki, McMillan for that stack, and then our running back Kadarius Toney. It says wide receiver, but he's the running back.
Yeah, we basically followed every rule.
Yeah.
We handcuffed running backs. We double stacked. We stacked our other quarterback, and yeah, it was really solid job. Week 14's got a lot of stuff, but it's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Dusty, love your team. One thing I would recommend is usually 10 receiver builds is kind of, it cancels itself out once you get past 8. And
Yeah.
I think your receivers were good enough to where you probably could have used 8 and maybe 9. But I know that running backs kind of flew off the board towards the end, and that might have switched it up a little bit.
I'll also say I don't think you needed to go Dortch in the last round after you already had Wilson. You had 4 Arizona players. I know you're an Arizona fan, but sooner or later, like, you have to target other offenses because they're only going to have so many points. So they can't like the love can go around, but it can't go around that much. You know what I mean? And then Nick, your start. I didn't hate his start. I wish, of course, Derrick Henry wasn't the running back there, but they already went. So if he would have gone like 3 receivers, I love Zay Flowers that late. Love Kincaid. I think that Ridley fell way too far, especially based on his ADP.
Value pretty much everywhere. Rome doesn't fall that far typically. Right. Shaheed, we love
as a boom type of player.
And then Ford, because your running back room was lighter. Like I said, you followed to a T. Charbonnet is probably somebody I would avoid.
Luke Musgrave is a solid last tight end to me.
Yeah, he's the tail end of the 2 tight end builds. And after that, I think even if you got a really strong one, maybe going 3 is the way to go. But
stack Derek Carr, Tyler Algier, a handcuff, but anything can happen.
And he typically, or he fell to 15. It's okay.
Yeah, and then Russ and Zay Jones, that's fine.
That was a great
pick here. We took the better running back in KC.
Yeah, and we have a ton of shares of Clyde, and again, we're looking for 2 to 3 weeks with our last 2 picks to be happy. But just know he was the 3rd running back in drills today, so that could very well just kind of minimize his role, because they're really just trying to replace Jared McKinnon, who had about 15% of the snaps last year. And I guess Clyde's not that guy. And honestly, if Kadarius Toney can't catch it downfield, just hand it off to him.
It's the other guy, the rookie. What's his name? I'm sorry. I'm gonna look it up right now. KC.
You talking about the rugby player?
No, the other Prince, because he's the backup right now.
Technically, he's not a rookie, because last year that was the late round flyer that people started talking about. He didn't have a single stat.
Well,
so
but
again, that doesn't mean that he.
Yeah. So that's why I'm actually surprised he didn't go in this range.
But I actually about it. It makes a lot of sense. Toney, I know he's a bust. He had a worse than atrocious season last year. But if you're gonna keep him, you might as well use him in some type of way. And as a scat back, like, he's the shifty guy. He's Percy Harvin-esque in the sense that just kind of put him in space. Like, you just got to get the ball and getting closer to the, with Patrick Mahomes, instead of throwing it downfield, you're throwing it, 2 yards side to side or handing it off. I think that's an ideal role for him. So that's why I think I might take some stabs kind of going forward as a 20th round pick, because basically all the guys like Braylon Allen, Audric Estime, and a couple of other backup running backs have really vaulted up. So really, the 20th round, you kind of got to take your last chance on receiver instead of those running backs, because nobody's there.
Right. And, we don't really know what's going to happen in KC. They've done some weird things. I mean, Isaiah Pacheco was a late round pick, and then they had taken Clyde Edwards-Helaire over Jonathan Taylor. Like, running backs in KC are things of, you want guys that catch the ball, really. What I will say, we're about to start our next draft. We're going to do an underdog draft, $5 fast.
Well, real quick, we got about 9-10 listeners. Let us know, spam the chat before we even enter. Just, should we do another DraftKings one and we do a collab, or should we just go ahead and go with the underdog? Either way, it doesn't matter to us. Got one more in us. Up to you. I just know that some of the listeners that we have are more inclined to DraftKings. So I'll leave it up to y'all. Whatever you guys think. We'll give y'all about a minute or so to kind of put your thoughts into it.
Yeah, we got 9 people in the chat. So right now I have nothing. Got nothing. I just need a DK. Okay. Taylor wants to see DK.
Okay.
Thanks, Taylor. She wants me to spend my money over there.
Alrighty. Or my money.
Oh yeah. I
Today.
guess I'm spending your money today. Yeah. One. I got 7 people in here, so come on. No. Oh, okay, cool. She doesn't want me to spend any money. We'll spend Cam's money today.
Hey, we're investing. We're
Yes.
Not, we're not. You know.
And we're investing, Taylor. We're trying to do the most of
Exactly,
that.
Taylor.
Make some money. That's the plan.
Yes.
Thank you. I
There we
need
go.
more dollar signs than that.
We are at a $3, so we'll probably have to do a $4 if we win DraftKings. But
Okay, let me go.
like I said, we'll give it about a minute, and if not, then we'll just go ahead and we'll do a underdog one since it's a little bit quicker.
Well, that's the type of dollar signs I need to see.
I need dollar signs and commas. That's what we're aiming for.
Oh yeah, all the zeros. Give me all the zeros.
Except for the first digit.
Yeah, not that one.
Yeah.
Well, it could be that one as long as I have like a 9 like present like way in front of it. You know what I mean?
That's a very
Yeah.
Don't you dare put the 2.
Isaac Newton. All right, Isaac, we're gonna do a DK then because
Let's do it.
I appreciate you and Taylor saying something. You actually do have more $3. I'm looking at it. It's right there.
You gotta refresh.
What?
There's no chance.
Well, we're gonna refresh, but yeah, I think so. Let me share the screen while we're sitting here, and we'll get in. Isaac, if you want to be a part of that draft, please hop in. We would appreciate you being in there with us. You might have been in the last draft and didn't tell us.
No, I'm at a $3. So essentially, we'll have to do a $10 or the $20 millionaire maker. I don't really care either way.
Did they just add a new one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's why then. Okay. Which one would you like to do? Isaac, will you play the $10? That's the real question. This 5 maxer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're going to do the $10 5 max. It's the best ball 60K chain movers.
Yeah, I guess that one was just released because it's so little people. 184 be 185. Since it's a 5 max, it might take a couple minutes to fill. But again, if you'd like to join, feel free to.
Please do. Yeah.
I think the mission's $8 today, so $10 would tickle my fancy.
Perfect. Well, then I'm going to jump in now, and we're going to see where we're at number-wise with the amount of people in here. It is 2 entrants, so we're going to be hanging out for a little while before it fills up. So if anybody wants to get in here with us, I would love that. Like Taylor said, we are investing our money. That's the plan here, and we're hoping that it multiplies by big numbers. I mean, if it's a $10, right? So it's a 60K top place, right? Yeah. So 60K to the first place guy in this one, or gal. But yeah, that's a pretty good
12. What pick would you hope that we're getting here? Like what would you like to kind of attack the draft from?
I would say let's do 9.
9?
8 or 9.
Well, I've got a ton of 9, so I'll tell you exactly what we need to do with that one.
I want to say 8 or 9, and I want Bijan to fall to us.
That would be sick, but it just doesn't happen to me. Well, maybe if we were on the GTD account.
Today well, it's going to happen to you because I'm controlling it this time.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't be the one pressing buttons.
Exactly. Hopefully we can make that work. Let's see. We got 2 still. Let me refresh.
No, we got about 4 so far. 5.
Nice. Yeah. Can you see on your phone?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
I just can't enter the lobby.
Because it kicks me?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm a vet. This is draft 149 for me. So
yeah, you're moving on.
I know the bells and whistles.
Yeah,
of all
right.
this. Look at all those crowns.
Yeah.
Just make sure if you do play DraftKings, there are missions every day, and you get bonus crowns for entering. And there's basically ways to get your money back. You can buy merch with that. You can buy free entries and stuff. And then also there's contests where if you see in the middle to top right hand of your screen, there's tickets. Where basically if you do certain amount of contests or stuff, they'll give you out tickets. So last week they did the best ball millionaire maker. If you entered one in the day, then you get double the crowns or you get a free entry.
Right. The promos are really good on DraftKings. It makes you like of course it's a scheme to get you to play.
Right.
And Cam, of course, is playing 149 drafts. He's willing to do those things. Just realize that if you play less money every day,
It's gonna
it's
give you.
going to be less. Yeah, so like
It's
it'll
not
be
gonna
a
say
$3.
play. You just start playing DraftKings and it's be like, yeah, play a $50 contest right now, and I'll give you some
Yeah,
crowns.
it'll
It's
be
like, hey,
very low.
play $1, and then it incrementally grows depending on how much you invest in whatever you play. We played DraftKings and NASCAR, UFC, not a ton of
Basketball,
baseball, but basketball.
um,
Um,
all the sports we
we're
can
waiting.
kind of
We're
come up
waiting
with.
for our friend Gary to get us hopped up on the F1 so we could do some of that.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be our soccer guy. That kind of fell off.
Hey,
But
I played. I don't. I. Let's see. It was the Euros, I believe. I played a $1 contest just to do it for fun, and I made $50.
I know
It was
you
awesome.
like sent the line like a minute and a half before lock, and
Yeah.
then you're like, "I'm playing this," and I was like, "Oh,
Well,
okay."
and then I made $50 on it. It was pretty
See,
awesome. It was like
you
one of
just never know.
yeah. You
That's
just
why you can't just be like, "Oh, didn't win today." Like you never know when that. Like I can be very confident in line, but my least confident lines outperform my confident lines all the time.
oh yeah,
So
absolutely. And that's another thing. We're playing the ownership game with our best ball, right?
mhm,
Where Cam's got 149 lineups. That's the same thing you do in regular. When we play other sports or we play football, we'll have 15, 20 lines. It depends on the week. It depends how confident we are in certain things. But, some weeks it's like, oh, this is like a line where I play one line,
mhm.
or this is a 5 max type of day. You just have to kind of navigate it and feel how comfortable you are with the salaries and things like that. Something we'll get into. I'm very excited for that when we get to the season, talking about all that stuff. So.
Yeah, and right now we're still kind of doing the hand building, which basically just kind of pick people with your finger instead of using an optimizer or something like where you just import a spreadsheet and it auto imports all your lines and you just reserve the contest and stuff. We'll eventually get to that, but we just kind of want to build our own way and then we'll go up from there. So right now it's just kind of like, oh yeah, this is a 20 max week. Oh, this is a 5 max. And we
Right.
are literally hand building, being like, oh yeah, we've here, push it off, and then kind of go up and down. But with football, because it's so spread out and usually the most other guys are only like 25% owned,
Right.
it's really easy to get different in these games and
Oh.
leagues. Are we 9?
We're 11.
11.
That's okay.
That's fine.
I was gonna say too is we're planning on building an optimizer
Yeah.
for our site. That will be a long process, and of course, we have Ricky, who is our video editor and does everything for that. He's going to be helping with building the website and building out that optimizer. I'm very excited about that. That's one of the things that I
Mhm.
really want, because I think that me and Cam, yeah, of course, everybody that has an optimizer, you have your big ones like Stochastic and Roto Grinders and all those guys. They are very big companies, and everything that they do is built on like holistic projections. For us, we would put our own little bits into the optimizer, and that would make us that much more different.
Mhm.
Um,
There's not enough people that do gut calls
right.
and like I said, with ownership, people will make stands on guys and be like, "Oh yeah, 20% is my highest owned player," and it's like we got about 12 guys that are above 25%,
Yeah.
and it's because we're like, listen, just take a stand because more often than not, our gut feeling is going to be right, and sometimes when you go head over heart, it doesn't really work out off that often. How often do you make a lineup and the chalky guys just bust?
Hmm.
Whether that be the first overall pick in a redraft, whether that be, oh, this starting running back's out, and so this guy's going to step into 20 touches that morning of, and everybody's minimum priced, just
Right.
throwing him in lines, and then oh, he has 8 points.
Yeah.
It happens
Well,
all the time.
I think for me, it's like if you play football and the top 5 wide receivers are all priced about the same, and one wide receiver has a really good matchup and the others don't. That's fine. That's probably going to be the chalky guy. But I'll tell you right now, any week, Tyreek Hill could outperform CeeDee Lamb. Any week, Amon-Ra St. Brown could outperform Jamar Chase.
There's going to be like, for example, Devontae Smith, right? He's so talented. All
Yes.
year, he's going to be high sixes to mid sevens in his price when we're building like weekly lineups. And guess what? Saquon and AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts are all going to be high price too.
Mhm.
So you're rarely going to be able to double stack Philly. So usually putting him in as a single, he's always going to be low owned.
Right.
And there's going to be a lot of games because last year he outscored AJ Brown the final half of the season. So there's going to be games where he goes for 25, 30 points at 3% ownership. And we've won a lot of money multiple times from Devontae Smith doing that for
Yeah,
us.
find players that are really good at football that can on any given week, like matchup proof type of players. You know what I mean?
We should have been 6.
Damn it.
Yeah.
No way.
But again, listen, the top 6 just kind of go in every which order. If you
Well,
want to take a stand on Amon-Ra St. Brown over either JJ or Jamar, I can't even argue against it because he's one of the safest guys.
yeah, he's got 14 dome games. It's
14 dome games, torn oblique. He still had 1,500, 10 touchdowns, and over
Yeah.
100 receptions. He's the safest floor, and on top of that, he's the only offense where it's just like it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It's okay. No, I'm not even doing that.
don't get excited.
If I could get one of them, that'd be cool. But
Um,
we'll just kind of see.
but yeah, so like look at those first holy hell.
Oh my!
Look at those
goodness.
eight receivers up there, right? You could pick
Almost. It's
almost
okay.
to the
Hey,
11.
listen, we don't have enough Brees, so
I told you I wanted the 9. Told you.
again, it never happens when I'm at 9. It never does.
But any of those guys, and I'll go back to the board. Any of these 8 guys here, I think it's 8. Any of them could be the best receiver on any given week.
Mhm.
And that's something, you have to think about. Is like, well, CeeDee Lamb has the worst matchup. He's still gonna be 9,200. Puka's, hurt his ankle in practice. Oh, no one wants to play him. He's still gonna be good.
All right, so this is a good hero opportunity.
I am ready to just go all in on these running backs.
You fine with Jameer?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
It would be such a different build.
That's perfectly fine. I actually did this on Underdog yesterday, where I got a Brees and a Gibbs, but it's more so because Gibbs fell to me rather than I get
Brees at the
11
11
and 14. But
Mhm.
I'm fine with it. I
Chris
like both of them,
Olave.
and then also so many receivers went off the board that we would have had to reach on whoever we wanted.
Yeah,
It probably would have been Nico.
yeah.
But at the same time, I don't really know if we could have gotten Diggs on the way around. I know his ADP's kind of drops a little, but I think he went
We have
like
not.
29 or 30 on our first draft.
Yeah, we have not gone robust in a long time, and I'm not against it.
Well, yeah, I
because
mean,
there's a pretty
that's right in the
good-
range where Pacheco and ETN are going.
That's what I was gonna say. Both of those guys are options. Here we go. Hold on a second. Who does the Jets? Let's see who the Jets play. The Jets play Buffalo, the Rams, and Jacksonville.
Buffalo, the Rams, and
Jacksonville, ETN.
Okay.
The Detroit Lions play
San Fran.
Buffalo, San Fran, and Chicago. So Buffalo twice on here. Nice.
Okay.
So we need some Buffalo players, apparently.
Yeah.
Just thinking about week 17 correlation, week 15 through 17 correlation.
Let's just kind of see how the board shakes out, because it'll be interesting.
There's Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry going
2-9.
early like always.
Ayuk went early because we saw Ayuk go in the third round
he's
last draft.
He's kind of flopped with Debo for the most part, but in this draft in particular, he just kind of went where he was going before the quote unquote trade request. That probably won't happen. I'm kind of
That's
surprised
surprising.
that yeah.
Good.
Bless you.
Thank you. Yeah, we were expecting Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle by the third team there, I think, and that didn't happen. I don't really, like you said, I don't have enough Brees either, because both him and Bijan are going at 7 and 8 for the most part. And
exactly.
so seeing them fall to 11 is crazy.
I think if I ever, because I want to have a couple of shares of McCaffrey. I don't want to completely fade him, even though, what have you. But I think it's a really good, going McCaffrey and HN, because HN, again, we said, has as high of a ceiling as everyone, but his floor is just so low. Well, you make up for it when you have the guy who's the biggest differentiator between the one overall at his position versus the number 2,
right?
That CMC. So having them, or even a Christian McCaffrey and Kyron, is a fun one too. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't go Debo with Christian, but I don't know how often they kind of correlate with one another. It feels like usually they kind of alternate with touchdowns.
Right.
But
I will say, guys, if y'all don't know what we're talking about when we talk about robust or we start talking about these positions and things, I should have said this in our first draft.
plug plug away.
Yeah. Oh no. Our oh my gosh, why am I blanking? Our best ball introduction video just came out. So it's best ball 101. It's on our YouTube video or YouTube, and y'all can go watch it whenever. And it's about, you know, it's an hour of really good content for all of this stuff, positions, strategies, rules, things that you're going to need to know before drafting any teams. And it's got a ton of information. We put a lot of Ricky did a great job editing it. That's first. Second off, Cam and I put a lot of time into coming up with the content for it. We talked about releasing it way earlier. We never got there because we weren't ready. Truly, we just weren't ready. So
Yeah,
it's out now.
And also, you got to think about the time and effort we just do on camera. Like, again, this is draft 149 for me. We've done 20 plus more together. Like, each draft's like 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
How much time is that? That's a lot of time.
A lot.
So probably
Yes.
could be doing more productive things, but you know what? This is my productive thing.
Yeah, yeah.
We're going to take this and run with it.
We're going to hopefully turn our investment into something pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Where?
So, well, I wish we had at least one receiver because I haven't really had too many on DK, at least Kelsey Mahomes stacks, and it's almost turning out that way to where we could do that, but that would leave us 0 receivers through 4 rounds, which we never love to do.
And Stephon goes.
So that's unfortunate.
So true robust. Do something crazy.
We're gonna need one receiver. If you want to go ETN, that's fine.
Zay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then we will see how this goes because this is going to be not necessarily something new, but it's going to be something that we just don't do. It's that a rarity, often. Yeah, and it makes it fun because you don't necessarily expect the 11 spot to get Brees and at the 14 to get Jameer.
And because also when you see teams that are robust, like we saw the draft before this, they don't know how to build from a robust strategy. So, it's fun so they end up doing what my idea was. If we went double receiver, I'd 100% would have done that. But yeah, Zay is definitely the call here. His ADP is starting to flip with Tank Dell,
which is crazy,
insane.
Well, we just saw him in the last draft. What Tank Dell goes at the 401, and then Zay goes at the 412. Like I'm like, that is not where I'm at on that. Exactly. That the number 1 receiver on the team versus the number 3 receiver on the team. I guess I'm in a different place than most people on that. We can just not pick running backs for a very long time now, though.
Man, this could actually be a 5 running back build, which is cool.
Yeah. Getting Kamani, going for Kamani,
and even 6 if we wanted to go Bigsby to stack with ETN
or Braylon.
Yeah. Either way, like I wouldn't consider them one of the 5. I would like 5 comfortable ones, and if we wanted a 6, then be one of the handcuffs.
Of course. Yeah, y'all are watching a really cool build though happening right here in front of you because this is such a weird oddity that we don't see that often. And people that try it, like Cam was saying in that last draft, people tried it. It just doesn't work out unless you know how to build it out. That includes like in the next couple of rounds, we're gonna get a tight end. We have to. We're gonna get a quarterback. To
several
receivers. We want to be able to do a 2 quarterback, 2 tight end build, or 2 and 3, one of the ways, giving us an opportunity to get a lot of receivers, upside receivers. Upside. This team right here is the only team with a 0 RB build, which is something we don't normally see. We normally see a lot. Oh, well, no, I guess, sorry. I apologize. There's 2 teams like that right now. I guess that guy.
There's 3, right?
Where?
So the third team
Laporta.
is 7
yeah.
and
yeah,
12.
I'm just not.
So or 6 and 12. So, but yeah, I mean, again, you're zigging while everybody zags. So back-to-back years, kind of running backs were higher up, and a lot of them kind of let you down a little bit, especially if it's the 101 like a JT or Christian McCaffrey when he was going 101 a few seasons back. And it's just like now people are kind of afraid to do running backs. That's why you saw 7 receivers off the board, We've never seen that in any kind of fantasy platform ever before.
I was gonna say tight ends have fallen. Kelsey going at the 312
Yeah,
is the first tight end, Laporta, and now
you rarely see him at the fourth. I bet you whoever went with Amon Ra, they were crushed because, like I said, you rarely see Amon Ra and Laporta builds, just because they're both kind of like one's going at the or Laporta's going at the 2-3 turn, and then Amon Ra's right in the middle, like 6-7.
right.
So usually you got to really reach early, or you're gonna have to just figure it out.
Let's go check out the board. No more running backs. Oh, I think that Mark Andrews is going to go to that Lamar team. Where are they at next?
That would be ideal for that
Yep.
team.
I think that's probably what'll happen. Yeah, there it
Mhm.
is. That
That's a
is
real person.
very lucky, time wise.
Hmm. Yeah, usually you're seeing when those are stacked, it's on the turn,
Hmm.
not in the middle. But yeah, we're gonna have to go
I
with a receiver
Yeah, I was gonna
soon.
say
It's
Hollywood
ugly.
and then
Hmm.
Coppets, if we can get that.
Let me see the first three. No, we probably don't have time. Um, yeah, let's go with Hollywood Brown. I don't feel good about it. But we're gonna have to do about 8, 9 receivers on this team.
Yeah, that's okay. So Hollywood would have loved him here, I bet. That would have
Right.
been a nice double stack there. I bet they're not very happy about that. And then I think Kyle Pitts.
Well, they ended up going receiver S,
Okay,
which good on you. Go for it.
you can have him. And then Kyle Pitts or whatever tight end you want next. I think Kyle Pitts is safer. What's our
Yeah, I would say let's go with Kyle Pitts. I think it's hard to even
couple
say
week
he has more
12s?
upside, but we have him ranked above George Kittle. Um, it's so close. But
Yeah,
again, we have to do the upside with one of the positions, and I think it's closer between Kyle Pitts compared to who we would have gotten, on the
in the
next
next round.
turnaround
Yeah,
compared to like CJ Stroud. I don't view him so differently from a Kyler or a Dak,
right.
and we don't have correlation with any of those guys right now.
We just have a lot of week 12 buys we're going to have to work on
Mhm.
because we have a week 12 by these two and then now Kyle Pitts. But
Right.
that's okay. I'm not that worried about that. We'll make that work. Let's
So
see.
I'm really hoping that we can go double receiver here again.
Mhm.
If not, we might have to do a double, not a double, but a quarterback and a receiver. Either way, one of them will be a receiver. But I've got a couple in mind that I would really hope that falls to us.
Pretty far.
And it's fun because
6-7 with CJ
didn't
Stroud.
Coleman fall to us at the late in the seventh
Yes.
last draft? So
Mhm.
he went in the 6-6 or 6-5, which is kind of a little early. But again, he had some nice plays today. You're going to see manipulation from this owner or not ownership, but the ADP wise on all these kinds of drafts based on viral clips.
Yeah.
I saw a JSN clip went viral that was from 2023,
I texted you
and
it. I was like,
Seattle Seahawks account before they even started camp was like, you know, tick tick or whatever, and all of a sudden now his ADP starting to rise, and it's like that was last year, guys. But we
craziness.
appreciate it, and
Well, I
even if
don't.
he
I don't.
even if he jumps up, we've really kind of exposed ourselves
Oh my
highly
gosh,
to
there's
him.
so
So
much of him, which
and
is awesome.
it is awesome. But again, I don't even though we're taking a huge stand on him, like he was about 37, 38% for me at least. And I've done a lot of drafts. So that's a lot of ownership. If I didn't do any shares of him the rest of the summer, I'm probably still going to be over 30%, which is awesome.
Yeah. And that's taking a stand, guys. That
Yeah,
that is
that's
the
what take
true definition right there of taking a stand, especially at ADP. Like, one thing we talk about in the best ball intro video is that you have to adapt, and as this summer goes on, things change. So
I think part of our team has started to kind of make these running backs go a little early.
which is fun,
Like
making it messing people
Montgomery,
up right now.
Jones, and
Anthony
Stevenson all go
Richardson went
before
really
ADP.
late.
Yeah. And that's an
So did
unstacked
CJ
team.
Stroud, Kyler. I think, yeah, they have McBride, so they stacked. There goes D Hop. I think I know what player I want. I don't think he'll get to us.
I think the two that I want are going to fall to us.
Okay.
but it's two more guys, or actually one of them I wouldn't mind a stack with, but I
Unstacked,
also
yeah.
want to get some guys that I'm comfortable stacking, and I'm not really getting much Kirk Cousins. Obviously we can't get Mahomes or Lamar at this point,
Right.
based on when we got.
That's the guy I wanted.
Yeah, I doubted he was going to fall to us, but that would
Yeah.
have been fun.
Yeah. Because then we could have gone Jordan Love.
Right.
And then we would have done last team again.
We're
Deontay.
still no. The first pick went 4 running backs. Which why do you ever do that if you got
Chris,
CMC
yeah.
and HN?
I don't know. That's different. That's very different.
Lad's starting to fall a little bit, which is good.
Yep.
His ADP was way too high, and we love him, but just not
What do you want to do?
in his role. So I think JSN is one of our picks, and
He's not here.
he's not there anymore.
No.
Are you sure?
We have 14.
Oh, he just went.
He just went. We have 14
Okay,
seconds.
so I think Brian Thomas is one of them.
Okay.
And then
We have
got
time.
about a minute to
Yeah, we have time.
decide. We could go a Joe Burrow and have like an ugly stack, but at
Okay.
the same time,
But it's
if
week
we're
12. Still week 12. I'd probably
Yeah.
try to stay away.
it's fine.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence is probably who we're aiming for
Mhm.
now.
I don't know who we're gonna. Oh well, we did
Who-
get ATN, so
Right.
That,
who do you
we were
want
doubled already.
right now? Lad goes.
Scroll down a little bit.
Tight end.
Well, I mean Bowers. I'd rather have Bowers over than Joker any day. I don't know why their ADPs are flipped.
No, yeah.
On Underdog, it's actually opposite, which I think should
So
be.
we lock up our tight end
So,
spot.
yeah, we lock up our tight end. I've gotten a ton of Pitts and Bowers just because I think the upside's high with both,
Right.
and I don't know who's going to go off, but I know if you have both, one will make you very happy.
Weekly. It's all that matters, right? Like I need Bowers to go off 1 week and then Pitts. I need them to share it. I need 8 weeks out of Pitts and 9 weeks out of Bowers, and I'm happy. And I need them to be different weeks. DeAndre Swift. That seems low.
Well, his ADP's kind of fallen a little bit too.
Okay.
He's kind of gone behind the James Conner tier now, or range rather. And right before Najee kind of goes off the board.
Right.
Which, again, if you want to go Najee versus Warren, I don't care, but the other one shouldn't be going that high. If that is the case, I think it's just a guessing game, and we're kind of taking the stand on Najee being the guy. He's never not had 1,000 yards in the season. He's got 10 touchdown upside. Offense isn't going to be atrocious this year. It'll be below average, but it won't be atrocious.
Right.
And at least at the first half of the season, especially in a redraft, I think has a higher. I would bump him up more in terms of confidence compared to something like a best ball, because at the end of the day, they've got the most brutal end of season schedule I've ever seen before. And that's not going to really help him. But at the same time, he's finished the season strong each of the last 2 years. It's just based on his ADP. He didn't live up to it. Well, when you're going in the 8th round,
it's different. It's not
different.
not a 3rd rounder, 4th rounder. Now you have that
he still
buffer.
hasn't gone yet. Interesting.
No, he is
Yeah.
hanging out. He will go.
Yeah, he won't make it back to us, but
I think one of our picks will have to be T-Law.
yes, I agree. I concur.
What other teams?
Probably need a.
Baltimore.
Yeah, we're gonna need to hammer a ton of receivers in the middle rounds.
Oh yeah, which that's fine. There goes Najee. Joe Burr. Who else is the quarter? What quarterbacks are left? Purdy,
Herbert, Goff,
Tua, Goff. Yeah, I was trying
Jaden
to
Daniels.
think. Yeah, and Caleb Williams.
Yeah, true.
I'm trying to think of later round guys that we could get and then have their stacks. Like a Jaden Daniels, you could get like a Ben Sinnott, but we don't need tight end, and Jahan Dotson or
Luke McCaffrey. Who knows? But either way, yeah, like I said, we're gonna need to really target receivers, which this is an awkward range to kind of go receiver. So it'll be interesting to see. There's actually one that's
guy.
still on the board
Yes.
that I can't believe that he's still on the board.
I would like him.
Not that
guy.
That's not that guy. So
come on.
not that guy.
No. We need a few more not that guys.
Yeah, we need a good half dozen
And I
of
need them to not take
you're not the
them
father.
at the 10
You're
spot
not the father.
because the 10 spot just sniped JSN.
Right. Yeah, that would have been unfortunate, or not would have been. It would
Super
have been
fortunate.
fortunate if we could have gotten JSN as a wide receiver 3. We basically all of our shares of him as a wide receiver 4, but we're comfortable with him as a wide receiver 3. That's where we have him ranked.
That guy.
That guy. It's the guy. It's okay.
We do have a stack. Our stack that we're expecting is a week 12 buy also.
Mhm.
So
Still don't know what we're gonna do with our backup quarterback situation, but
Kirk Cousins. No, can't. Never mind.
no,
Don't
that's a
week
yeah, we
12
can't
buy.
do that.
Um, we'll just figure it out. I'm not gonna say Gardner Minshew because I don't even know if he's gonna start, which is just insane. That's late for Jonathan Brooks.
Yeah, again, his ADP kind of dipped about half a year. He expectedly went on PUP. That doesn't mean he's going to start on the PUP list.
About that guy
Hmm.
falling to 94 at this point.
Well, since you clicked on him,
That's fine. It's okay. It's okay.
are you sure?
Yeah, because this guy's really mad that Caleb Williams just went.
Okay,
This Bears-
you're true. True.
Don't do it. Don't you do it.
Yeah, he hates the Vikings too.
Yeah,
So
same.
it doesn't make any sense, right?
He's just gonna auto pick him.
That's gonna be so awkward.
Oh, he ran out of time. Oh, he Dallas Goddard did it.
That's fine. Go for it.
We're gonna go ahead. Hey, y'all do
Listen.
realize. Go ahead. Go. I'm gonna let you give the
Listen.
spiel. Go ahead. Go ahead.
There's a precedent of Jordan Addison and his ordeal,
And I'm
getting
gonna
arrested
pick-
for a DUI, 3-game suspension, no more, no less, 3 games. Sometimes it's midseason, doesn't matter. But y'all were the same people that were trying to push him up, saying that he's the top of this tier of wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4 range, and we weren't getting a ton of shares of him because we were like, he's just kind of right in the middle.
Damn, that's so sad. We have to go Trevor, but Cortland Sutton's still on the board.
Nah, it's fine. We'll get better.
Sad
But yeah, so will probably get suspended this year about 3 games,
Mhm.
and I'm assuming it'll be early in the season, but we'll just kind of see. But he's healthy, and then Rashee Rice is like facing felonies, and
Yeah.
you really don't know his situation. And either way, I think he will be suspended more than 3 games. The only thing is maybe he could get pushed off like Kamara did, where he beat up somebody at the Pro Bowl and
Mhm.
then was suspended the following season. That is in the field of play for him, but he is going to be suspended for more than 3 games, and they have a 4-round difference now. So Rashee Rice went at the 5-12. We got Jordan Addison at the 9-11.
5-12. My gosh.
It's a no-brainer. They would be. I would pick Addison over Rashee Rice in both situations, and then if neither had
Right. If neither had a situation,
I would
still
still
picking
pick Jordan
Addison.
Addison.
Yeah, because Rashee Rice, I know y'all want to love on him, and that's great. But I've had this conversation. He was a 3rd-round pick. With the only reason he got on the field was because there was no fight for targets. Well, now
He was the only guy that wasn't dropping the ball.
Yeah, and now you look at it and it's like, okay, well, they have a 1st-round pick, 2 1st-round picks, and Travis Kelce, of course, comes back. But like Marquise Brown and Xavier Worthy are probably much better players.
Mhm.
Like Xavier Worthy should not be behind Rashee Rice. Like that just shouldn't happen in my eyes. And I know that there's 3. Wait, let's see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys from that offense in the top 70 players right now, which is just crazy.
Mhm.
One of them will not work out.
Right.
And Rashee Rice has the best chance of not working out
And
because he
again,
already has problems.
this isn't to say, hey, draft Jordan Addison like early or anything, because we're really getting our first shares ever all summer of him now. And it's situations like this where he drops into the hundreds, and it's like, well, we need a receiver, and he's better than flipping a coin on Khalil Shakir or Jerry Judy or something of that nature. So we might as well.
Yeah,
it's kind of my approach to it.
Even Jameson Williams, like everybody wants to boost him up, but like he has not done anything. And there's always a guy or a couple guys that people are like, yeah, we need to get on this hype train. And I'm like, well, Jameson Williams at the 8-4, let's not get that high. That's crazy to me.
No.
So
there for him to succeed based on that ADP, there's going to have to be at least 1, maybe even 2 failed to live up to theirs in Detroit, whether that be Gibbs, Amon-Ra, Laporta, or David Montgomery.
Yeah, there's so many good
At least
players
one
there.
has to not pan out for him to even be relevant. But this, at the same time, this is his first true healthy offseason, and hopefully it stays that way for his sake. Former first round pick, but it's just kind of like he hasn't shown really enough to be like, oh yeah, I'm fine with him as my wide receiver 4, which is now where he's going.
Right. What do you think? I mean, we're gonna go wide receiver with one of them, but there's a running back on this board that has not gotten taken yet. That might be an option.
Well, let's go ahead and after this pick, we'll go to the board and see what's kind of available, because
Not that guy.
that would have been cool to have that guy though.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that
Um,
guy. Funny
mhm.
enough, he was on the top of the board.
So,
Kirk Cousins.
hmm,
Man, he's at the 132. I liked him when he was at 140.
yeah. Again, Kirk Cousins isn't a guy that if like I don't think he's worthy of 2 quarterback builds. If you wanted to stack him with a Michael Penix, because I don't think there's a huge drop off
Right.
if he comes in, or if you just wanted to get a regular third starting quarterback, but um, probably before him is the cutoff for those. I'm assuming Chase Brown was one of the guys you thought of, right?
That's the first guy I thought of.
Okay.
The guy after us has 2 running backs, so I think
So
we have to
yeah,
take him
that's
first.
a good idea. And then receivers very awkward. We might have to reach on somebody,
Yeah.
or take our second quarterback here, but it won't be correlated. What do you think? Gabe Davis caught a pass to Trevor Lawrence today.
Lots
just
of
saying.
week 12 buys. Yeah, I think we should go quarterback and uncorrelate it, because I think at this point we need our second quarterback, and
That's
Justin
fine.
Herbert or Matt Stafford feel a lot better than.
Well, there's a chance we can get some LAR players later,
Yeah.
but also there's another LA guy or two that we could.
I mean, I know what LAR guys you're talking about, so
Mhm.
I'd
I would.
rather go ahead. Say it.
I think Justin Herbert.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I also have less of him too.
He's got higher upside, so
Mhm.
I'm okay with it. I don't know. We might need the floor at quarterback is all. But we do have 2 of the most talented quarterbacks, not dependent on situation, just talent wise.
Yeah.
So
Those are some of my favorite quarterbacks.
yeah,
They've got nice hair.
they
I never was able to get my hair like that.
yeah, you used to
Unfortunately.
have long hair like
I
that.
had the
So
longest of hair,
yeah,
but I just never really styled it.
I never knew Cam like that. Never
Yeah,
knew
you never
Cam
did.
before when he had the long
We
hair.
played each other, but that was the only relationship we had.
Yep. Well, I guess maybe track, basketball, other than
I didn't play
basketball.
track until
Run track.
Yeah, I
Or
didn't run
fields.
track after freshman year.
Ah.
Wasn't fast enough, but I still should have been in it because I wouldn't be a self.
All I did was throw.
Yeah,
So I mean that was fun,
I was-
and I got to go. I
I
got to leave
was
school. So
I
that
was
was
a
cool.
triple jumper because I was the only one coordinated enough to do it.
Yeah, sounds about right for
Yeah.
Lockhart. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm.
Bailey couldn't do it,
Yeah.
and he doesn't watch the stream, so I know I can say that. Cole Kmet,
Let's see.
Matt Stafford went. Did they? I wonder if how everybody at stacking was. Patrick stacked. This team.
So,
Purdy.
would you say that we're
Middle.
done at quarterback?
Yeah.
You're fine being done?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm good.
So, I have the idea of going running back, receiver on this one,
That's
and then
what I
double
was
receiver
thinking.
the following.
This guy went double running back.
Oh, that guy went double tight end. Was that his first 2 tight ends, or was he just
Yeah,
being silly?
first 2, and
Okay.
Taysom Hill at the 12-12. He probably wanted all of these guys.
Yeah.
Kate Otten should have been that guy. That's who he should have been right there.
Yeah.
We have both tight ends done, and we have both quarterbacks done.
Yeah, that's good.
That's what we
But
wanted.
mostly basic, and then also really, if we get the running back that I want at this next turn,
We just get.
I think we're done.
We just handcuff.
We might
one.
be done, other than like either Braylon or
I'd
Tank Bixby, like I was hoping for.
much rather have Braylon. Sorry.
That's fine,
Sorry,
but we're
Tank.
I know that there's a possibility Tank Bixby can fall to the 20th round, whereas Braylon we have to take at the the 18th.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of the bullet we got to bite. Whereas like other running backs in the 18th round, I see Paz.
Wow.
Well, good thing we didn't go Stafford.
Well, he went Stafford. That's why he got him.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so with what was I saying?
Braylon and
Oh, with
handcuffs.
so like guys like Audric Estime or Roshan Johnson, I see even if they don't live up to their ceiling, still having some kind of minuscule role. I think Braylon Allen has zero role
Without
unless
Brees
Brees
going
goes
down.
down.
Yeah, I agree.
Um,
I'm actually really comfortable getting Roshan as much as possible, especially at 200. Like he's gonna have some role. Yeah, I'm definitely okay with that being our
quarterbacks are
quarterbacks
really starting to jump off the
because
board
we
now.
got
Look
ours.
at that.
What
Most of those guys are going.
we did a pretty good job thinking. We started the running back trend and then we started the quarterback trend.
So
I think we're gonna go him first.
yeah, huh? Yeah, huh?
We have to. I think
Thumbnail or what could have been our thumbnail.
it is. I'm putting it back on
Okay,
after this.
put him back on.
Stop.
You better. We won both drafts.
Now we have to think about who our thumbnail is for this next one.
Uh, I'll
Yeah.
I'll think of it.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Haven't heard from anybody.
Yeah, in
Those
a
that are
while.
still watching, I see 7 watching. Who do you guys nominate as our next thumbnail for next week's draft?
I'm sure Dustin wants a nice Arizona player.
Juicy Cardinal.
Yeah.
Who's the guy nominated? I don't think we've done a Cardinal thumbnail yet.
We haven't. We're up.
Yep.
Receiver.
Xavier.
Xavier Legette. Perfect. That was a really great round.
All right.
Thanks.
Let's do it.
Thanks, everybody.
So yeah, probably double receiver
From
these next 2 as well.
Yeah, here on out.
Actually, I'm interested to see who will still be available because some of the guys like
Jermaine
Demarcus
went
Robinson,
early.
Jermaine Burton kind of went around before.
I think there's a guy that plays for New England that I like. Or 2. Oh no, just 1.
Actually, Jalen Polk. Oh no, he went in between us. I was gonna say he kind of fell later than we've seen him be going.
I have no thumbnails. Anybody think of a cool thumbnail that they want us to put up? We will definitely do it. I mean, guys we talk about a lot are normally our thumbnails. Like I wouldn't if it is an Arizona player. Trey Benson's not a guy that I would get away from. We could do
Or McBride.
McBride. I mean, Marvin Harrison's a intense thumbnail because I don't have enough of him.
So one of not hugely relevant, but Vikings cornerback Mekhi Blackman tore his ACL today in practice. He had 15 games and 3 starts as a rookie last year, and unfortunately, one of their corners also was lost his life, which is a whole, it's bigger than the game thing. But they're really kind of thin at corner, especially now. So essentially, they might be a team that we're going to be stacking against much of the season.
A nice circus team.
I don't know what they're. Let me look up the remaining depth chart.
I got no thumbnails. That's okay, guys. We'll find one.
That's fine.
I'll tell you what, it's not going to be Jaleel McLaughlin.
Yeah, I will not touch a single touch of him. I don't even know. I can't even describe it. It infuriates me so much. So Byron Murphy Jr., former first-round pick that just kind of really hasn't panned out. Shaquille Griffin, who's now on, I think, his 4th team in 5 seasons.
Yeah. He's older.
And then that's really Medalist is their nickel. I haven't even heard. Harrison Smith, who is 34, and then Cameron Bynum, who actually had a solid year last year. So, but regardless, that's really, really probably a bottom 3 cornerback room at this point. And you would anticipate that they would probably look at the market. There's some. I can't believe Justin Simmons is still.
He could play their nickel.
I mean, I don't even want to look back at his name. Let's see best available free agents.
Oh, Metellus?
Yep.
Josh Metellus? How old is he? He's 26. I mean, he's not that old. He's a safety. And he had 78 solo tackles last year. He says 78 solo tackles, an interception, and 4 forced fumbles, 5 pass breakups.
Nick, where have you been? You're supposed to educate us.
I mean, I've heard of him, but like I don't know him like that. I didn't know he was that guy. And he was still born in the 90s. That still makes me happy.
Yeah, we're almost going to be running out. We're going to be saying that players are past their prime and they're going to be younger than us pretty soon.
That's scary.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Name it.
Yeah.
Shit. All right, wide receivers. They're pretty far down. This is what we're looking at. DJ Shark might be a guy though.
Michael Wilson's gone, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
Hmm.
So DJ Chark, actually, since we went Lawrence, technically a little bit of a
Yeah, he's our. That's what I was thinking.
guy.
And then, yeah, it's pretty rough down there.
McMillan, we've gotten a lot of Malachi Corley or Luke.
Yeah, but we're
just more
drafting
rookies.
in the 16th round. You know.
Yeah, I know. Well, then we can go our final running back.
Yeah, we could. Ray Davis or not.
I mean, at this point, like, what are any of these running backs going to do for us? Really nothing. If we're just going to have max
No,
one
yeah.
more,
What do you want to do?
whoever your favorite receiver is.
Oof.
Um,
Tyler Boyd. Tell me. I don't know.
let's go Malachi Corley. And then
week
on
12 bye.
It's fine. And then on the turnaround, we could probably get like a McMillan. I think Boyd will still be there.
Yeah.
Tolbert is
I'd
another
love
guy.
to get both of those guys.
And then probably with one of the two picks, we're going to have to get if we're going to do a handcuff, one of them.
Right. Yeah.
Because I don't even know with Tank Bigsby if he'll fall to the 9-11 or 1911 rather. Roshan, I didn't think was going to fall that far. So.
Bum, 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 bum. Oh, well, I was going to say Andrew Booth did not pan out of Clemson. Yeah, they have literally no corners. Just looking at this. Have we had any significant injuries in training camp yet, though? Not really, right?
No, knock on wood. I mean, basically yesterday and today was everybody's first day in camp. So really the only news was PUP and then a couple guys like Ricky Pearsall and Kendra Miller going down due to injury. So
there goes Estime.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's rising.
Good. He deserves to be there.
And we've got about 45%. So if we don't have another share, we're going to still be more than happy with our stand. That's why we take stand so early, that when players that we like rise, we can still fade and be happy.
Right. Well, the thing is too, like if you draft in June and you draft in July and then you draft coming up on the season, like it's completely different. Everything is different. So getting shares at the beginning versus in the middle and then at the end, like your team is going to have the best point of each player, basically, right? So like sometimes you just get screwed in a draft at the beginning of the summer is the one that wins all of it because they just happen to get all the guys right that we're going to go all the way up the boards and they just win. And that's just is what it is. But you start to see those shifts and things like that, which is cool.
Yeah. And so for those even wondering about the best available cornerbacks, for somebody like Minnesota, I know Nick would be concerned about who they would sign. Xavier Howard. He's no longer what he was, but he's serviceable.
He's also been there.
Adoree Jackson, Stephon Gilmore.
Okay.
Xavier Rhodes was the guy that was a Viking.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. Patrick Peterson could return.
Yeah.
But I would assume he would go to a contender. J.C. Jackson just fell off the planet after his breakout season. Eli Apple has been a serviceable, but kind of talks more than his talent level.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. So, again, Minnesota is who we're going to be throwing on this year.
Yeah. And,
who's Minnesota played the last 3 weeks?
I have it right here.
No, I want to say it first.
Minnesota plays Chicago, Seattle, Green Bay.
We've been getting a lot of receivers from all three of those teams.
Yeah.
We
JSN.
got a ton of JSN.
Keenan Allen.
DK, Keenan.
And then Green Bay, it's like we have everybody.
Yeah, we got everybody but Wicks, essentially. And it's just like I said, there's some people that might want to sway you on Dontavius Wicks.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, you're not going to have 4 guys be top 120 picks and all of them pan out. Somebody's going to be underwhelming, and we're just going to choose Dontavius Wicks.
So Braylon Allen's in my queue. I wanted to see. This guy has 7 receivers. So I'm probably going to go Braylon first and then Tyler.
Okay.
Braylon's got a week 12 bye also. Tyler doesn't. Yeah. Let's do Braylon. And then we're going to watch this guy completely pick Tank Bigsby. Okay. Well, If we wanted to double handcuff, we cannot now.
It's all good.
Yeah. All right. Now I'm gonna go Tyler Boyd.
Sure.
Check out the wide receivers. Tyler Boyd's
Ooh.
first.
Okay. So at the end of the day, with here, we're probably done at running back and probably wouldn't be interested in anybody on the turnaround anyways. So probably going to have to go 2 receivers at the very end.
Yeah.
Go
Or
10. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, or like maybe a late tight end or late
No,
quarterback.
I don't think a
I
tight
don't
end's
know.
necessary. A quarterback, if you want to,
You could
like a
get
Fields is still there. I doubt he would be. But
well, you could stack Bowers maybe. It's so gross though.
yeah. Again, Kadarius Toney, our new favorite running back, that's a receiver.
Yeah, that's true.
Could still be there.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it.
And again, haven't really gotten any of him. I think I remember a couple times getting a share of him, but now his ADP is going to rise a little bit. If
Well,
you weren't here earlier, essentially he's getting the second team scat back reps, and again,
Yeah.
they're trying to replace the 15% snap share of Jared McKinnon, who's
Mhm.
been a scat back receiving target. He had 9 receiving touchdowns 2 years ago.
Prince
And,
is now the number 2 in training
quote
camp.
unquote.
And I think his ADP will rise. So if you want to be different in the 20th round and not go Prince, you can go Kadarius Toney,
Mhm.
which is probably the stand we'll
Yeah,
take
because
because
at this point, most of the running backs that we've been talking up that were going the 19th, 20th rounds, they vaulted up to the 17th, 18th. The Roshans, the Damian Pierces. Look at all the guys that we've
Braylon
been
Allen,
taking with our last
Audric.
pick. They're all 18th or earlier now.
Yeah.
So essentially, now it's kind of flipped to where we basically want to be done with running back at the 18th round and then doubling receiver at the very end, which is, we rarely are going to have teams that have 10 receivers, but it sounds like this team is very likely going to be in that.
Which is fine because we have 3 running backs in the first 3 rounds.
Yeah.
So
And we kind of had to based on the receivers we took. We like the ones we've taken, but just kind of if they were one spot lower
right
on our depth chart.
I want to splatter. It's like a splatter attempt, shotgunning a little bit here because you're just trying to get weeks where you get the random week where Tyler Boyd goes for 18 points. And I think I don't know what the situation in Tennessee will be with Tyler Boyd because on the depth chart he's probably the 4th receiver, but at the same time he's been a really good 3rd receiver for a while. So I mean, it's possible that he just takes over the slot and is the main guy there. So Chase Claypool off the board. I've talked about him a few times. What's up? Tyler Boyd?
Wait.
I mean, yeah, Tyler Boyd.
We missed some news.
What happened?
He tore his ACL.
Tyler Boyd did?
Yep.
When?
4 days ago, 5 days ago.
Oh no. Wow.
Why did I not see that? That's a mistake on my end. I'll take blame for that one because I've been the one keeping up with the news and I did not see. But I also blame the beach because I was.
Well, I also want to say, why is it not?
Yeah, why
here?
is he?
Hold on, let me go check. Let me go see his face or his name.
Oh wait, time out. There's a Tyler Boyd soccer player.
Okay, Cameron.
Okay. So it's Nashville SC. Nashville. He's in Tennessee now. Sorry. That's such a coincidence. I'm sorry.
That's funny. I was about to say
that is actually hilarious.
Who is Davis Allen? Rams backup.
Yeah.
Colby Parkinson's not going to start. Whoa.
Okay. If I would have seen the thumbnails, I would have. But like in between it's just like Tyler Boyd has suffered season-ending injury, and then Tyler Boyd Titans, and then ACL. So they had to both be from Nashville,
right? Of course.
Wild.
In this position, Jalen Hyatt or Odell?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah, that's a big one. It's pretty good, actually.
Well, let's say Jalen Hyatt, since Odell's on the pup for some reason, he just can't stay healthy. So
let's see why.
I don't know.
Beckham undisclosed is set to be placed on the PUP. It just undisclosed.
And again, PUP is not end all be all right now because they've changed it before. It used to be 6 games minimum. Now it's 4 games minimum. But at the same time, if you are off the PUP list before week 1, you can be active immediately. So basically everybody's going to be on the PUP. And then we end with
running back
Kadarius Toney again, another guy. I've
Kadarius Toney.
mentioned that don't mind some sprinkles of his Kavante Turpin,
Right.
just because new kickoff rules. I think he's one of the few beneficiaries of it, and then also their wide receiver 3 is wide open,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no guarantee it's going to be Jalen Tolbert.
Yeah, so let's go through our team while we have time because we're the 11th pick. Went robust, 6 running backs, which is something we don't normally do. Brees Hall, Jameer, Travis Etienne, and then started to get some receivers, Zay and Hollywood Brown. Got our two tight ends, sorry, Kyle Pitts and Brock Bowers, and then we also got Brian Thomas, Jordan Addison, who is much too low at this point, Trevor Lawrence, and pardon me, Chase Brown, and Justin Herbert, stacked sort of with his nice running mate here in Kamani Vidal, backfield mate at least. Xavier Legette, DJ Shark for the actual stack, back-to-back New York Jets, basically injury for Braylon Allen for him to work out. Tyler Boyd from
Not the soccer player.
No.
We learned something new today.
We did from Nashville. Tyler Boyd, Jalen Hyatt, guys that we've been getting, and then Kadarius Toney because he is the new scat back in Kansas City, and you always want to have a little bit of Kansas City.
Yep.
So
I mean, obviously the receiving positions are really, really weak, but at the same time, we took 10, and we feel really good about the other 3 positions. So,
oh yeah, for sure.
it's unfortunate with the way we stacked our second quarterback. We were really hoping for Josh Palmer, and that would have made it feel even better. But that's an ideal way to stack. Trevor Lawrence is going his potential wide receiver 1, even though Christian Kirk is probably that guy in the short term. But yeah, we really like him. That was a fine draft. I think it was a good way that we did that robust running back.
Yeah, give it a B. I mean, I don't think it was bad. I don't think it was good. Like, I think it's got a lot that could happen because it's just, I feel like volatility with the robust is so high because of the fact that you don't have the massive wide receivers.
Right.
But at the same time, wide receivers could bust this year, and that could be the thing of the year. So we appreciate y'all coming and hanging out with us. Another best ball live stream. We appreciate y'all, being in the comments, and we will see y'all next week. So,
Yeah, y'all be sure to tune in, like our socials, be interacting with us. We want comments and comments and comments on everything.
please.
All the news is relevant. It's not just scuttlebutt now. So we'll be a lot more active on Twitter in the next month or so, and then that'll be really helpful for your redraft and your best ball leagues to be up to date with that, because you want to kind of decipher between what's the bullshit and what's actual real shit.
Yep.
And we'll do our best to kind of do that and put our educated brains together, and make your roster the best it can be. But again, we're not end all be all. And our goal is to hopefully give you enough insight to where you could be the $1 million winner, and you could be like, shout out us. And then we could be making videos and doing collabs with those that, have our content inspiring their winnings. That's kind of the goal that we want.
Right. And, we only have 40 days left until the season starts. So it's time to buckle down, Yeah. I mean, most people want to do it 5 days before the season starts and they're crazy, but we're here, year round. So we have content coming out for the rest of the off season, and hopefully it'll help you with your drafts. It'll help you with your best ball drafts and other drafts. So we appreciate it, and we'll see y'all next time.